Welcome to Superchat. Whether you're working on your first 1,000, 2,000, or even 10,000 subscribers and beyond, you've come to the right place. We're going to introduce you to some of the most influential content creators that can help to get your channel moving beyond your first 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. The very first channel that we're looking at today is Life with Tanisha RN, and this is a channel I'm still getting to know. They're fairly new in the Superchat family and have just been with us for what I think is a month, could be a couple of months by now. Forgive me if I'm mistaken, because I start to lose track of the length of time some of our friendships have been going on. We've been at this for 4 years, but I've been on YouTube for 7, so I'll use that as my excuse. But hopefully everybody takes inspiration from the idea that you literally will start to lose track of how long you've been friends with some people, because there are generous creators out there willing to support you years into the future. If all of us could just meet each other, wouldn't it be a wonderful world? So that's what we're doing. And hopefully everybody will connect with this creator. They've made frequent appearances. They already happen to be a member. And Life with Tanisha RN is approaching 400 subscribers. So when we look at their channel, they let us know they're going to post videos about planning, journaling, and life. So they might be doing some unboxing and other fun things as well. When we dig through their thumbnails, you get an idea of some of the things that are coming up from this channel. Pardon me. We're just in some kind of a minor heat wave over here in the Toronto area where I happen to be right now, and boy, can I not take the heat, I'll admit that. I've got more fans going than you could. I got 3 fans going in this office, if you can believe that. This channel is going to show us a lot about, like, for instance, these planning videos. I wanted to also point out this Fall Fest 24 giveaway. So it's great to see that Life with Tanisha RN is already collaborating with others. That's a huge collaboration that goes on between a lot of different channels. It comes to us through Gail's Southern Living, but you'll see quite a handful of Fall Fest 24 thumbnails on different people's channels today. Lots of our friends get involved in that, which is great to see. Collaborating is a great way to grow your audience. One of the things I've noticed, my phone, I happen to use iPhone, they added this new update the last time or recently, and I get this notification every day to start journaling. It says, hey, it's time to start documenting your life in your journal, or whatever it says. Those of you with an iPhone will know what I'm talking about. But yeah, interesting that that's something that they've come up with now. Life with Tanisha and RN will help us with a little bit of that when they talk about journaling. But planning is something as well. Somebody like myself, no matter how much I try, struggles to get time management under control. It's great to see that we've got some shorts here that have done really well at 600 and almost 700 views already. And then live streams, something they've experimented with up to a month ago. We'll see if they're going to keep those going. We got notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other and making sure we catch as much content from each other as possible as well. So let's think about spinning the wheel right away. I got quite a few names on there. Scratch and PPA, of course, is in the pole position. The Stock Explorer is also here. They're both beloved and dedicated moderators, along with Michael's Adventures, some of the most supportive creators that I've met in my 7 years on YouTube. And look at that, Scratch and PPA is actually coming up first again today. He knows what it's like to be both first and last in these 3-hour live streams. He's literally been with us well over 700 times, if you can imagine that, for the entirety of our live streams. I know not everybody can be, and I do appreciate every moment everybody can spend. Yeah, thank you, Fanatic Guide. They're a longtime friend as well. They've been with us 3 or 4 years now. I'm not sure if I updated to iOS 18. I might have done it the other day. I'm not sure what I updated to, but yeah, this has been going on for a short while. I've also got Chris's Clever Craft, one of our longest standing members, and Butler Family Farm on the wheel right now. I'll be joining them right after Superchat. Actually, they live stream every Monday night, so hopefully everybody will come over and we'll do a live redirect and raid in thereafter. Baron, Lawless World TV, along with Just Jason Keto and more, and Canadian Family Life are all on the wheel. Izzy Ska is there also. And then I'll add some more names of our members as we see them. After a long period of time, I'll start adding names to the wheel from our chat list based on who's been most actively engaged. in conversation over the course of the stream. Yeah, the stock Explorer, maybe it's rigged today. Scratch and PPA will do his premiere tomorrow, so it's convenient that we talk about this channel first today, or second today. I'm relying on the Stock Explorer to do something about the crypto markets. Yesterday, I was freaking out. I haven't read up, and we don't get into politics here, but I haven't read up whatever the truth is about what happened with Donald Trump yesterday or the other day. But I'm sure it takes a couple of days to settle and try to get some facts straight, even though it's almost impossible these days online. But the crypto markets just went in the tank yesterday, it looked like to me. Of course, I could be mistaken about that as well, but the Stock Explorer will help make sense of that. Silver Assassin Metal Detecting is in the house. I'm going to get them onto the wheel. And I also see Bella's Whisper Farmstead, of course, Jesse Miller Unboxing Zamora. I was so happy I managed to catch her premiere on Sunday. I don't always catch them. She posts with perfect consistency as well. KK's Travel and Education Vlogs is here. Cool Gamers, a longtime friend. Driving Daily is with us just about every day. Our Louisiana Life is a longtime friend now as well. They've been with us for many months. Adventures in Gardening is here, as well as John H. Shelton, The Vlogging Life from the UK, and then PK Adventure Travels and Scratch Master have both been making frequent appearances. Andy's Journeys from Chattanooga, Tennessee is coming in with a heavy-hitting super chat, as he's done many, actually countless times before. Thank you for that extra generous support. I really do appreciate it. And for that reason, we will put that channel up on the screen next. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen. We'll get back to spinning the wheel shortly after. And like usual, Andy's Journeys in one fell swoop has taken over our Stream Boss position. That's the video game life meter you see under my camera right here. It's a widget that's included with Streamlabs, and every Super Chat membership and milestone message knocks a little bit of life out of the Stream Boss. The last person to knock it out and take over gets some extra exposure for a little while. Andy's Journeys has held that position many times before. So, we'll also, like I said, look at his channel in a moment. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat except for Home Bartending with John, who has two one-of-a-kind channels in the Tuber Chat family. And when we look at Scratch and PPA on the screen, we see a creator that's now approaching 2,200 subscribers. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. I also see Lucy Warren's World has come in. Baron dropped a highlighted milestone message earlier along with Izzy Ska. Ace Flaw 1 is in the house. Coastal Water's been added to the wheel. And yes, hopefully I'm not missing anybody else. When we look at Scratch and PPA, the creator on the screen, so I mentioned it, this creator, it literally has been with us over 700 times. So, you know, we were fortunate to have met Scratch and PPA right after we started Tuber Chat just over 4 years ago. And he came in within the first, few dozen episodes and has been with us ever since, literally for hours at a time. The entirety of every stream, he's missed less than a handful, I believe, over all this time. He literally supports every single thing I do on every single channel that I touch, and I have no choice but to shake my head and look at the sky and thank God and wonder how anybody could be so lucky as to have somebody that cares so deeply about other people in this community. I'd like to think we're like-minded, but everybody will say that Scratch and PPA goes over and above and is definitely a shining jewel here in the Tuber Chat family. So what he does on his channel is pits two lottery scratch tickets against each other and offers us the opportunity to vote on the content of next week's video if we follow him on Instagram, Twitter, and or Facebook. So it sets his series apart. It makes it unique, a lot of fun to be a part of. And he premieres with perfect consistency every single Tuesday at 12:15 Eastern for over 3.5 years now. And if you look at the premiere that we've got set up here, I'm just going to set my notification. For whatever reason still, after all this time, there's a glitch with YouTube where any video premiere or live stream in the featured position, the notification doesn't look like it sticks, but it definitely sticks. When I refresh the page, you'll see what I mean. Looks like I'm not notified, but down here it looks like I am. Very weird, but this has been going on for what I think is a couple years now. Oh, that's okay. Kaiser Gaming YT. Chris's Clever Craft is one of our longest standing members on the Superchat channel. He's somebody who brings fun into everything that he does, and is another creator who cares deeply about the YouTube journey and other creators as well. So I'll just leave things as they are for today. But thank you, Kaiser Gaming YT. That's his gaming channel. Street Poet 973EO, good to see you in the house. And again, hopefully I'm not missing anybody. When we look at Scratch and PPA's premieres, like I said, every Tuesday at 12:15 Eastern, and these are very fast-paced, very high energy, a lot of fun to be a part of the premieres, because you're going to find one of the fastest rolling chats in the Superchat family. Faster than this, faster than most others. He rivals those of the Stock Explorer, Hilda DC, Garden State Gardener, and a few select others. And hopefully you'll join us for one of these, especially tomorrow at 12:15 Eastern. You can check your local time, of course, like we always do on somebody's front page. And then Scratch and PPA, you can tell, has presentation at the forefront of his mind as well. His bright, beautiful avatar is matched by content in his thumbnails, which also include a hint about the giveaways that happen in his video series. And then his banner's updated every single week, if you can imagine that. And then his video editing skills have been complemented ever since his very first video production about 4 years ago. Scratch and PPA as well expanded the content on his channel over the last year, and he's expanded his monetization to include memberships now as well. So this creator is fully monetized, lots of ways to support him, including super chats, super thanks, super stickers, and now memberships also. And I see that he had memberships flooding in right away. As soon as you have more than 8, this widget pops up on the front of your page if you want it to be there. I think it comes up as default, and you can take it off if you want, but it shows you a bunch of the members and lots of familiar faces there, which is great. He expanded the content, like I was saying, and took a trip to Italy last year where he brought us some unique vlogging style shorts videos, and these gave us a look around the different areas he visited and some Italian lottery tickets we might not have otherwise seen as well. And then his very first live stream came out of that vacation as well. So I know everybody's excited to know that Scratch and PPA has expanded the content on his channel. So I hope everybody will connect with him, push him towards the 2,200 subscribers that he is thinking about. And next up is going to be Andy's Journeys. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. And Andy's Journeys from Chattanooga, Tennessee brings us some travel-based content with a little bit of a twist here. So this creator's based in Chattanooga. They might go other places as well. They bring us a lot of touristy destinations, but they also seek out places that are lesser known so that we can get an idea of what those might be as well. And I often relate a story, I've told it many times, where I've been, I used to work on a cruise ship just for one summer, but while I was there, it was common knowledge that the staff and the people who work in the travel agency keep some of the best pristine beaches for themselves and don't really announce those, so that they have a quiet place to go if they want to go and not be playing, you know, volleyball and drinking imported beer on the beach and that kind of thing. So Andy's Journeys is going to also take us to some lesser known places, and as we follow his channel, we'll get an idea of some of the things we might want to visit when we travel around the different areas that he's shown us. He posts frequently, actually. He's been on it for more than once a week for a while now, but he's been at this a long time and recently crossed 11,000 subscribers, now on the way to 12,000. When you look at his shorts videos, a couple of these have got 10,000 views, which is great to see, and when you look at his videos, he's into the 30,000, 50,000, 60,000 on a couple of these, which is great to see as well. You get an idea from the thumbnails, the different types of places he's going to introduce us to. And Andy's Journeys as well has been incredibly supportive here in the Tuber Chat family, but I also have run into him several times out in other people's live streams and premieres as well. So hopefully everybody will connect with Andy's journeys, and like I said, obviously a over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. We put his channel on the screen right away because he dropped that super chat. We'll get back to spinning the wheel now. I see a few more channels have come in. I Am Betty J Gathers has been added to the wheel. Geek Culture 101 is going to be added right now. Nancy Perrin Ministries is in the house. Forgive me if I'm mistaken if this might be your first time here. I feel like I've seen your channel before. Sean's Nerd Craft Corner is back with us. Itchin' to Scratch UK is here. Gia Chia Tortilla, of course, is in the house. They're with us frequently as well. And Chris's Clever Craft is actually coming up right now. So we'll look at both of his channels. In the chat right now, you see Kaiser Gaming YT, which is a, gaming channel from this same creator. And like I said, Chris is somebody who brings fun into everything that he does. He's another creator, like I said, who cares very much about the YouTube journey and has been known to give shout outs to other creators as well. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. I know we're moving pretty quickly right now, but as long as everybody's still active in the chat, we should get around to saying hello to everyone. Design with Emma is here. I'm going to get them onto the wheel, and I know I keep saying it, but we always add members onto the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. And yes, thank you for that, Nancy Perrin Ministries. I was mistaken. I thought you'd been here once before, but that's okay. It's great to have you here now, and hopefully you're already enjoying connecting with other creators. And then Chris's Clever Craft is an interesting creator, and he's got an interesting property that he shows us around, both indoors but especially outdoors. A lot of do-it-yourself type videos on this channel, as well as he started eventually getting into unboxing videos. Like I said, shout outs. He made a special video for Scratch and Pete when he was chasing watch hours. He has introduced us to an idea that might slip by and go, dare I say, unthought of for a while. The idea of barter, and I know that's becoming a lot more popular these days. The internet, you know, the echo chambers are starting to really repeat some of this stuff, where you know, we're getting close to a situation where the government might eventually abandon cash, or the governments in most of the major countries and things like that. Eventually the world will probably end up all digital or something thereabouts. And the idea of barter just goes back to the butcher, the baker, and the candlestick maker, right? Where the butcher will say, I'll give you a steak, you gotta give me a candle, and you gotta give me some shoes for my horse, and you know, a loaf of bread, I'll trade you for some wheat, and things like this, right? Where money came along afterwards, and now we use as trade. But Chris's Clever Craft reminds us, in some of his most popular and interesting videos, in my opinion, the idea that you can trade work. He's doing that right now. He's trading work for a car, as a matter of fact. So if you're skilled at something, anything at all, there are other people in the world who are not skilled at the same things you are that might be willing to trade or even pay to have some of that stuff done. And I'll give you an example. Most of you know that half of my full-time job is running YouTube channels or doing social media for others. And if you think about how much money that must be, anybody's, you know, half a week's worth of pay is significant. And that just gives a small example of how there is that kind of opportunity out there if you were to seek it. Now we have platforms like Upwork and Fiverr, where people can put gigs, even small things at a time, to make $5, $10, $20, $50, whatever it might be, and that can start to trickle into a significant stream of income. But when we talk about the idea of trading work for a car, I think this is really cool, and obviously you can see I can't say enough about the idea. So Chris's Clever Craft is introducing us to a great idea in that he's got a lot more outdoor content in his shorts videos, and one of these is at 19,000 views. It still gets views today, which is great to see. I'll give you another example. Some of you might have known, if you happen to have seen my personal channel, I took some flight lessons many years ago. It's the first video I ever put on YouTube, as a matter of fact, on my channel, was one of the flight lessons, and I forget if I did 5 or 6 videos or whatever it was, but that came because the guy who owns the flight school, he literally just bought a plane and started a flight school. He asked me about marketing and said, hey, do you want to come and have a look? So we made a 3-way deal with another party. There was a restaurant and a bar that was doing some Friday and Saturday night, DJ dancing kind of stuff. I happen to have been a DJ a long time ago as well. So what I was doing is I would go to the flight school during the day, help with the marketing out there, take some flight lessons for free, and then I'd get my videos out of those flight lessons. Then I would DJ at this restaurant and get paid for that as well. And it was kind of cool to see a deal like that. And I don't talk about it often enough, but that's another example. And it's just that Chris's Clever Crafts story about trading work for a car here is inspiring the idea. Pardon me while my copy and paste is not working the way that I wish it was in the background here. I'm getting Handicapped Traveler onto the wheel, and then Wheats Art is in the house. Good to see you here. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody. M&T Living It is here as well. And Kathy Paina also. I'm going to get them onto our wheel, and it's just about time to spin. Right before we do that, I'm going to show you Kaiser Gaming YT, and this is Chris's Clever Crafts gaming channel. And when we look at this, he's getting very close to 1,000 subscribers, which is for sure exciting. This creator's posting, I believe, multiple times a day. As you can see, look at this, at least twice a day it looks like. And he gives you an idea of the different games that he'll be playing on his About page. He's changed it up a little bit. Lots of Fortnite there now. And I'm just going to take the latest one and add to his special playlist that I use called Catch Up. It's my playlist I use for keeping caught up or getting caught up with creators. He's got some shorts here as well. These have started to move, 10,000 on a couple of them, which is great. And then live streams are something he's experimented with, and we'll see if he's going to continue those. But like I keep saying, we got notification bells on for every single channel. And then there you go. Yeah, the car's already come and gone, he says. But still an interesting and inspiring story. Absolutely. Canadian Family Life is coming up right now. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Superchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. So we are moving a lot quicker than I thought we were going to today as far as everybody in the chat. So thank you everybody for coming in. Intro to Mills is in the house. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody. Hunting and Stuff with J&J is here. I see them frequently out there as well, supporting other creators. Canadian Family Life comes to us from New Brunswick, and this is a creator that brings us what I consider homesteading style content. A lot of it is indoors, but this creator brings us grocery hauls, cooking videos, unboxings, along with product reviews then of course, and shout outs for other creators. Container gardening is something that I can't say enough about on this channel, and you'll hear a couple of reasons why when I go through her husband's channel as well. Happy Mail from some familiar faces, which is good to see. I think I shared this video out, but I haven't seen it. So I'm going to put this cook-off challenge video into my catch-up list. This is at least the second one that they've done that I've known of. They did a 2-part video here where they did that before. So I'll be looking forward to that. They're monetized, of course. It's actually one of the fastest growing channels we've had in the Tuber Chat family over the last 4 years. And I believe the biggest reason is because Tiffany, the creator behind this channel, seems to be everywhere all the time. Now she gets her whole family involved in the channel, and you'll see them randomly, either individually or together, in all sorts of different videos and live streams. She's also got shorts here, 2,500 2500, 2800, 5500 on one of these, and then live streams are occasional. So she did one a couple weeks ago. She usually does one once or twice a month, so we'll see if one's coming up soon. They're monetized, like I said, and we've got our notification bell on for every single channel. Now, when I look at her husband's channel, it's Chris's Creation Fun, and we'll talk more about that container garden because Chris's Creation Fun, it always comes up for me when I look at the video page here. There's a video of him working on the grow light for that container garden. So it's really cool that they're cross-pollinating both channels here with content in a roundabout sort of way. He's got lots of do-it-yourself here. He's been working on the 3D printer and 3D printing a lot of stuff. That's actually how the channel started. He works on solar equipment as well, and then he's got a few shorts here. One of them's already well over 300 views, which is great to see, and he's got his 100 subscribers more than locked in, and we'll be looking forward to pushing him towards the 200 we know he must be thinking about. So I see that Bella's Whisper Farmstead, Kristen, is dropping a super chat. She's done that countless times before, Kristen and Mike behind that channel. I really do appreciate that extra generous support, and for that reason we're going to get her channel ready to go. It will be the next one that we look at, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel in a moment. Annie Fazzy Vlogs, good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. Hopefully I'm pronouncing the name of that channel right. I think this is their first time here, but I could be mistaken, and forgive me if I am mistaken about that. And then I'm just scanning through the chat. Fairbrick Studios in the house. They're a longtime generous friend as well. And one of the recommendations I have, especially for channels that are brand new, I know we got a couple of new creators in the Tuber Chat stream today, is the best success here comes from making the first move, reaching out to other creators first, supporting them with all of the things we wish they would do for us, knowing that they will turn around and do those things afterwards. Most creators who've been with us many times before, and lots of people will take these things as hints as they're intended, but most of the creators that are with us regularly and have been with us many times will not go to a brand new channel that they see in the chat right away until they get an idea as to whether or not that creator might be a generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter before connecting with them. And we'll just stop that right now. And then if anybody's trying to chat and can't, you can always reach out to me on Instagram. We can either talk about you coming in or coming back in. But we don't want any spam in the chat, of course, so we take care of that as quick as we can. Nancy Perrin Ministries, thank you for a super chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen right away as soon as that happens. So we're going to look at Bella's Whisper Farmstead, Kristen, in a moment, and then we're going to look at Nancy Perrin Ministries right after that, and we'll get back to spinning the wheel soon. Nana's World 053 is going to be put on the wheel right away. And we're going to go for a break for 3.5 minutes for the first time today. And right before we do that, I'm going to play a clip for you from our interview series that has come out recently. We've got 4 episodes so far on the channel. They've come out as videos, but I've also marked them in a playlist and as a podcast. These are interview-style conversations where I've asked the opinion of the featured channels who have been longtime friends of us here in Tuber Chat. The most important thing about the information that they give us between these hour to 2 hour long conversations is the fact that all of them have long passed their 10,000 subscribers. We've had a friendship that's gone on beyond 3 years now. I think we're actually getting a lot closer to 4. And I appreciate your friendship, Lou, of course. But I remember very clearly, I won't forget this, a conversation that we had. You were talking to me about how to grow over the course of all this time. And you mentioned the idea of coming into live streams in the chat, hanging out and having true conversation with people so that you can really get to know people and get known as well. Yeah, that was way back. Looking back,
I went from 0 to 1,000 to 4,000 overnight. And the 0 to, I think it was 82, was a completely different crowd than the 3,000 to 4,000 crowd.
Right.
And in the live stream, the people that are in when you're at 4,000 subscribers aren't the people that you started with.
Okay.
And coming into a live stream, especially a live stream like mine, it's important to recognize the situation. There's a very good chance everybody knows that you're going to have a channel. You don't have to tell them. They can click on your name and look it up. There's a pretty good chance that everybody is going to welcome you if you come in with just a hello. For us, it's an aloha, but just a hello. How are things going? I had a double cheeseburger today. And start or jump into a conversation like that, instead of just coming in and self-promoting or telling people another channel that you came from, or instinctively trying to drop a link because you're desperate to grow your channel. You'll grow if there's 3 people in that live stream and you sit with them for 30 minutes and just talk about what you did the last weekend, there's a good chance you're going to get into the conversation that you have a channel, or they're already looking at your channel and will bring it up, and you'll get a subscriber without even trying. Less is more in a live stream. Blasting and marketing yourself in another person's live stream get you nowhere. And my live stream is loaded with moderators and tools. I have a team. I have a Monday meeting. Every Monday, a meeting with all my moderators. I have 11 of them. They all do different things. One is engaged in community safety and preparation. One is involved in making sure my content and links get out. Another one is in safety and security. Another one is just a meet and greeter. Everybody has a role to play. So coming into a live stream like mine, and I'm not the only one, coming into a live stream like mine and just blasting where you're from, as where you came from as another channel, or self-promoting, it won't last. So be friendly. I mean, it's a good spot to just say, hey, I went to the river last week and went fishing. It's a great spot to be able to do that. You'll make more friends that way faster.
All right, we're just about back. Reality Slots with KC. Good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody. I try to wave in the chat while we're on those breaks if anybody comes in. I know Jeremy D-Day's been with us for a while here. And I certainly never mean to miss anybody. Together We Travel. Good to see you here. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, Lawless World TV. I don't know what it is. I do the same thing. I have to remind myself what day it is a lot of the time. Gia Chia Tortilla mentioned something. It's so unfortunate. You know, we do so much work to get people to come to our channel and watch our videos and things like that. And it's unfortunate when we see that there's scams out there. Somebody would be like, you know, we get it on Instagram. Most of you are probably getting these already from your channel where somebody will say, I saw your content on YouTube and I really enjoy what you're doing. I think we can help you get some more views. And all of a sudden the speech about, like, if you pay us some money, you know, and the 99% are either not, I shouldn't just say scams. There's a lot of people out there like who think they're doing a legitimate thing that are just like being disasters and this and that. My recommendation is always to try to learn to do something yourself before you're going to pay anybody to do anything. There are a couple of legitimate things out there. I've never used any. I used one thing, I think it was called Sprizzy or something. I forget what it was called. In the very beginning of Tuber Chat, I put like $100 into an ad to see if it was going to do anything. This is long before our talks about real like heavy sub for sub things and this and that, but I just don't bother. YouTube gives us a legitimate way to advertise our videos if we want to, or promote them as they call it, but those are just ideas. But one of the things that we talk about, I just want to make a point about something. Living Large with L Crew still in the house. Cruz Bolero, good to have you here. So here in the Tuber Chat family, you're going to find creators with all sorts of different channels. Some that make sense, like cooking, baking, gardening, even lottery ticket scratching. Then you're going to find some channels that you may not have otherwise realized were a thing on YouTube as a genre or a niche. And the benefit, there's a benefit I don't talk about enough here when we're talking about different channels and our community and things like that here in Tuber Chat. But let's say, for instance, lottery ticket scratching. I did not know that that was a thing on YouTube. I did not even find out about it until we started Tuber Chat, and I'd already been on YouTube for 3 years. I had not seen any of it that I can think of, right? Or at least 2 years. We'll call it 2 years before I started. So as Tuber Chat became a community, we started to have a few lottery ticket scratching channels come through. As a matter of fact, we already looked at Scratch and Pete PA today, and I insist that he put some real thought into what he was going to do before he did it and started his channel. We knew him as PA before he changed his name to Scratch and Pete PA, so he decided what he was going to do. Lottery ticket scratching is a huge category and genre. There are a ton of generous creators, and some of these live streams, like the Stock Explorer gets involved in scratch battles with other channels. Those can be wild, very fast-paced, so it's really cool. Blind Kill, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And Hot Wheels collecting. Yep, lots of collectibles of different types. Prepping, precious metal collecting, Silver Assassin metal detecting was here earlier, that kind of thing. There's lots of genres or niches that may not have been obvious before you started YouTube, and now you're discovering more, especially here in the Tuber Chat family or places like this, right? And the idea behind this then is that when you get somebody to come to your channel who really cares about the YouTube journey and the community, somebody who's kind of presenting an olive branch and says, you know, I kind of want to be your friend, let's see if we can do that kind of thing, then you might be making a fan out of that person, like of your content and of the genre itself. Like, so for somebody like me, I'm a big city boy. I was born, raised, grew up in Toronto. I love it. I like being surrounded by computer screens and dark rooms and staring at concrete, glass, and steel. But I have a lot to learn about the outdoors, and I've done a lot of outdoor stuff. I was a Boy Scout, went camping all the time, and, you know, I can impale my dinner when it comes to the idea of catching a fish, cleaning it, cooking it, and all that stuff. But there's a lot for somebody like me to learn, and for all of us. So I'm now a fan of homesteading content. I'm a fan of lottery ticket scratching, and I've scratched my share of lottery tickets. I don't do it all the time. Usually I get a few at birthdays or Christmas and things like that, but I've done lots in my lifetime. But these kind of things can be exciting. All the different things people create, the generosity that we see in people. I love unboxing videos, and I know it's always been a huge thing on YouTube. I don't know why it is that I particularly seem to like them so much, but I do. But unboxing of any kind, I think, is exciting. You don't have to even see the person's reaction. But I'm just trying to instill the idea that all of us with our content could be making fans out of people, not just of our own content, but of the genre itself. You might find somebody from the homesteading community with a homesteading channel, like this one here, that has a specific goal, homesteading on a budget, for instance. But somebody like Bella's Whisper Farmstead might be in a lottery ticket scratching channel and say, hey, this is really cool. And all of a sudden they find themselves following 5, 10, 15, 20, eventually 100 lottery ticket scratching channels. You never know. So this is just an idea, but there's so much for everybody to learn. Not everybody enjoys it, I'm sure. Some people want to stick with their genre, stick with their category. But here in the Tuber Chat family, most people, I think, are happy to see all the different things that we can entertain each other with or learn from each other, if that makes sense. Crochet is a huge category. I can't tell you how many knitting circles I hung out in the first year of Tuber Chat, especially, and that community continues to grow. I used to joke about how many makeup tutorials I've watched in my life. But I'm curious to see how things are done, how things are made, especially when it's something I haven't seen before. You know what I mean? When it comes to computers and stuff like that, I actually watch a lot less videos about technology and computers than anybody would probably expect for somebody who spends their life with technology and computers, right? That's my thing. But I watch things I don't do every day. So that makes sense, hopefully. Or I hope it does make sense, is what I mean to say. And then thank you, everybody, for engaging the conversation as well. And I know most people here probably feel at least a little bit along those lines, happy to be introduced to other content. And that's why I often will say that. So we'll get back into channels now. I didn't mean to break into story time there. But Bella's Whisper Farmstead is Kristen and Mike on this channel. And they bring a lot of outdoor content. But it's interesting because they bring homesteading on a budget as the theme of the channel. And most of our homesteading friends are going to help us with value or saving money, if that makes sense, with a lot of the things that they'll talk about, because they're talking about, canning or jarring their, if that makes sense, if you even say it that way, their own, either vegetables or different types of things, growing their own food, raising their own livestock in homesteads of all sizes. So we could be talking farming, ranching, gardening, fishing, hiking, camping, almost anything outdoors. These creators want to help teach and share their knowledge along with their mistakes to try to help people avoid those. So Bella's Whisper Farmstead, these creators put a lot of consideration, I believe, into the videos that they create. And I've enjoyed a few when, I'm sure everybody understands, I run more videos than I watch, but when I can sit and watch people's videos, I like to get to know channels, I like to get to know creators, but I've enjoyed a lot that I've seen. So for instance, Backyard Chicken Q&A for beginners, which is a great idea. I think they just did another Q&A video, if I'm not mistaken. I'm just going to add this video into my catch-up list. That's a playlist I use to keep caught up with creators. I don't know if I've actually sat and watched a cooking video yet from Kristen, but Mike's here too. Mike did this video. I keep talking about this one. I'm fascinated by tiny houses. I think it's because I love the cottage idea. My family, when I was a young lad, all had cottages, and they all ended up selling them all for different reasons and everything like that, but I really enjoyed that idea. Shorts on this channel have gotten into 2,200, 2,600, 3,300 views and beyond, and then live streams on the channel as well. So I missed the last one 4 weeks ago. They're probably due for another one. We'll see if they're going to bring one out soon. We got notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other and making sure we catch as much content from each other as we can as well. So Bell's Whisper Farmstead Kristen dropped a super chat, and that's the reason why we put that channel up on the screen right away. We always put super chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel in a moment. Nancy Perrin Ministries, who's brand new to Tuber Chat, did the same thing, so we're going to look at this brand new channel right now. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description, you'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. Hugo Homestead is in the house, one of our longtime friends. They've been with us about 4 years. And then where was the, Reality Slots with KC says they posted a 20-second video of their cat, and it blew up in less than 24 hours. That can often happen. Many creators here in the Tuber Chat family, dare I say most, but at least I'll say many, bring variety into their shorts videos regardless of the niche or category of the channel. And my girlfriend Kristen has done the same thing. We have a couple of cats. They're her cats, but they're our cats, right? And she's had great success with a couple of those where the cats are either playing or doing something interesting. And she posts more on Instagram and TikTok than I do and things like that as well. But even I tried jumping on that. I've got one short of the cat playing and things like that. Just trying to get that lottery win, right? If we want to call it that. Matthews Bushcraft, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And Michael's Adventures, yes, I do need a haircut. You know what I do? I get my haircut every 4 to 5 weeks, and I really should probably do something different because I've had this haircut longer than I'm ever going to admit. But the way that I decide how I have to get a haircut, I have like one person that keeps doing it, so I text them. Then I can look back. I literally looked today, and I was like, should I get a haircut today because it's been 4 weeks? Or should I go one more week? So I'm probably going to go one more week. But yes, funny, and we're probably at the limit here. So Nancy Perrin Ministries is brand new to Tuber Chat. Thank you for your super chat. Thank you, Bell's Whisper Farmstead again. They've done that countless times before. This is a brand new channel in the Tuber Chat family, obviously intending on inspiring us in a spiritual way. And they're working on 800 subscribers right now. Now, I don't watch videos or subscribe while I live stream. But what I'm going to do is take one of your videos, and I usually look for something much longer than 3 minutes. We here in Tuber Chat, we're always connecting with videos that are 3 minutes or longer if possible. It should be clip time, Scratch and PPA. When we're connecting, we're looking for videos of 3 minutes and beyond, and 99% of the channels you're going to find here have videos that you can connect with. If you find a short channel or a channel that's brand new with really short videos, just maybe watch 2 or 3 of them. It's the same 4 or 5 minutes you would have otherwise spent. But I'm going to take this 13-minute video and I'm going to put this in my watch later list. What that will allow me to do is after the live stream today, I'll go through my watch later list. I'll watch your video in full. I'll leave you a meaningful, genuine comment related to the content of that video. I'll give you a thumbs up, subscribe, and put your notification bell on like I do for all creators. That should make our connection stick, and then hopefully you have our notification bell on as well so you don't miss our further live streams. We're usually here 3 or 4 times a week. We mix up the days and times so that we can meet different creators from around the world in different time zones. And Stock Explorer will like this. I said I shouldn't get into story time, but I will for a second. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. Ralphie's Kids Entertainment's in the house. Mr. Bones is here. Again, hopefully I'm not missing anybody. I considered the idea of maybe doing a segment here in Superchatter on my personal channel, and it will be called Kevin's First World Problem of the Day, because some of you will notice I shaved like completely. I didn't for a long time there, for like 2 weeks, and then I got rid of everything today, and we're starting from scratch. And the problem is, so I have a razor that I like, and like most people, I don't like change. I get very set in my ways, and I get really, really, really upset if I like drop my favorite razor and break it, and then I'm like, what am I gonna do? Because they're not gonna sell that model anymore. Now I have to get something different. So I have a razor, and this is gonna sound ridiculous to those of you who really don't care, so I don't blame you for turning the speakers off or whatever. I'll try to make it quick. Anyway, so I dropped a razor that I really liked a long time ago, and the attachment that I use that keeps the mustache and the goatee at exactly the length I want it to have broke. So I had to tie an elastic band, and every time I shave, I gotta have this elastic band that goes around the other part of the razor, and it's a really ridiculous looking thing, but I want it the way I want it. And I've got another razor, you know, and there's no reason why this should be so much of a problem, but I am furious and full of rage because now I can't even find that razor. I have no idea where it's gone, and it's because I live in Niagara Falls. I work on the east side of Toronto. I have family obligations on the west side of Toronto, so I lose things all the time and misplace them. Now I probably have to go and buy another razor. And my dear goodness, isn't it the worst? Because I promise you, and at least the people who use the kind of razors that I'm talking about will understand. But when you go to buy one of these things, when you look at the little attachments that they have that look like this, they can't give you an accurate visual on what you're going to experience until you buy it. So now I gotta go, and I don't like shopping. It makes me upset. I like window shopping. I don't like actually shopping. So yes, hopefully you guys enjoy this segment of complete nonsense in the 754th episode of Tuber Chat. So Izzy Ska is a longtime friend. They're somebody who's very well known for these elaborate banners, avatars, thumbnails, and they've changed up their content a couple of times. They actually reset and restarted a couple of months ago, but they're already like right back on track. I think it's longer ago than I think, because they're already up to almost 1,800 subscribers monetized and posting frequently. So I think they're live almost every day, and we see that here. Yeah, yesterday, 2 days before, 2 days before. When we look at videos, they often have animations with some pleasing audio or music behind it, and the intention of the channel is to talk about some, I want to say digital art is the way that they put it, right? And the tools that we can use online to make some of that digital art. The world is changing very rapidly now, faster than ever before. I know everybody always would have said that, but it's really getting out there when we have these AI systems and things like that. But Izzy Scott can help us make sense of some of that. Their conversation includes a lot of history in their live streams, at least the last couple of times that I caught them last week. And the conversation can go anywhere once they start. So hopefully everybody will connect with Izzy Ska, obviously a generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. And we'd love to push them towards the 1,800 subscribers we know they're thinking about. Short Fry, good to see you here. Big Family Expedition is also in the house. And hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. Butler Family Farm is coming up right now. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. I don't know how it's so possible that I'm so far behind with videos. We just did a stream the other day. I thought I would have had one of these in my catch-up list, but I must be mistaken. Butler Family Farm brings us 116 acres of farming and homesteading style content, mostly outdoors, sometimes indoors. Jerry and Susan behind this channel bring us into their home. Jerry will sometimes bring us into the shop, but the rest of the time is spent around the farm looking after all the equipment or livestock. Like, for instance, bees have been on the farm for a couple of years now. They got cattle, goats, donkeys, horses, llamas, chickens, cats, dogs, all over the place, and they show us all it takes to look after 116 acres worth of farmland. I'm just going to grab one of the videos. I'll grab the latest one and put that into my catch-up list right now. Is this a new... yeah, that must have been a repair. I think Jerry actually mentioned that the other day. I could be mistaken, but we've seen a few repair videos on the channel as well. Things go wrong, things break, especially you got this heavy equipment and things like that as well, right? Shorts on this channel have gotten into 12,000 views on a couple of them, one over 50,000, which is great to see. And then they're monetized. Lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships, of course. I'm going to talk about live streams in a second here. Henry Nelson, good to see you in the house. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. The llamas was watching them do the beehives, says the Stock Explorer. I've got a lot of catching up to do, it seems. I thought that my work weeks were going to start to calm down. I mentioned earlier the idea that I do a lot of social media work, but the other half of my full-time gig is doing construction work, like asphalt, concrete, painting lines in parking lots and things like this, ungodly stuff. And I thought things were going to calm down at the end of August, and I was mistaken. We're at the busiest time of this year. It doesn't look like it's going to slow down, but we'll see. Living Large with L Cruz asking if we have people on Instagram. I think almost everybody's on Instagram. It seems to be the number one, at least in my world, for keeping up with creators. And I know people are on other networks as well. I'm on Instagram all the time, Facebook most of the time, Twitter some of the time as well. Rushing When Mounted, thank you. Actually, I saw you come in earlier. I put you on the wheel. Ron's Keto Cafe is here. I'm not sure if I already got them on the wheel. I don't think so, though. So I wanted to pause for a second before I talk about the live streams here. You'll notice that the latest live stream, the one coming up tonight, because they're live every Monday at 6:45 Eastern, they've got a mystery guest that's coming up on their live stream today. So I'll give everybody one guess. I think you're supposed to say I'll give everybody 3 guesses and the first 2 don't count, but I'll give you one guess as to who's going to be joining Butler Family Farm today after Tuber Chat. But I'll give you a hint and tell you we're going to go over there and raid right after Tuber Chat. So the live redirect is already set. You'll meet lots of friends over there. Most of the creators here in the Tuber Chat family, especially our moderators, will allow you to meet more friends and family members for your own channel, the same way we do here in Tuber Chat when you visit them. Jerry and Susan will allow that, of course. They have a lot of StreamYard panels. They introduce us to a lot of creators. There's Gail's Southern Living from that Fall Fest 24 collaboration I was talking about. But Jerry and Susan will even head out hundreds of miles away to meet up with anywhere up to 80 channels worth of creators and supporters for some really large Mid-America and 10 Killer meetups and Ozark meetups and things like that. So hopefully everybody will connect with Butler Family Farm. And like I said, it's 116 acres of homesteading and farming goodness on that channel. So Black Guns and Gardens is in the house. Good to see you here. They're a long time friend. They happen to be a member, so we'll get them on the wheel as well. We always put members on the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. And actually, in a few minutes, I'm going to start adding names to our wheel from our chat list based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation over the course of this stream. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. Reality Slots with KC might be brand new to Tuber Chat as well. So thank you for that Super Chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. And absolutely unnecessary, but very much appreciated. Of course, we always put Super Chatters and membership gifters onto the screen right away when that happens, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel. JD Knight 7 is Jeremy D-Day with his original channel. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you again soon, I'm sure. Reality Slots with KC. Now, I don't watch videos or subscribe while I live stream, but I'm going to take your latest video. I'm going to put this in my watch later list. What that will allow me to do is after the live live stream today, I'll go through my watch later list. I'll watch your video in full. I'll leave you a meaningful, genuine comment related to the content of that video. I'll give you a thumbs up, subscribe, and put your notification bell on like I do for all creators. That should make our connection stick. And then hopefully you have our notification bell on as well so you don't miss our further live streams. We're usually here about 3 times a week. We mix up the days and times so that we can meet different creators from around the world in different time zones. So, Kathy Payne is coming up next. What we're going to do before we look at that channel, we're going to go on a break for another 3.5 minutes. And right before we do that, I'm going to play for you another clip from our new interview series. And these are conversations that go on anywhere from an hour to 2 hours long. What I tried to do in these interviews is really stay out of the discussion and let these creators give their opinion, the things we all need to hear. They've all been longtime friends of ours, at least 3 years, and they've all long passed their 10,000 subscribers.
Don't forget the people who've got you there. Like, this is why I'm very open with coming on with Superchat, because I remember I only had, I think, about 2,000, 3,000 subscribers at the time.
Probably.
And I got involved in that group. And there's other groups as well. What you know, if you cast your bread across the waters, it will come back, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So always, and there's always somebody that I've engaged in on YouTube, totally different hobby, pastime.
Okay.
But we're linked by the ways. But they will know somebody that's scale modeling and they will mention me to them.
Right.
So there's always that as well. You've got to look at it as when you're building your channel, always try to give back what you've taken out of it. So that's why if I'm home night, you know, in the weekend and Superchat, because I've got it notified, if he comes on, I will pop in, give him a super chat, and I make sure I get on that bloody wheel of crap that it is.
There you go.
You know, and until it I've put back in, because remember I was there as well. I was lowly. If you remember rightly, that one day when I cracked that I think it was 20,000 subscribers, or was it 10,000 subscribers? Because you went up to 5,000, wasn't it? And I said to you, because I'm on 10,000, am I not allowed to be on your channel anymore?
That's right.
You had to change it, didn't you?
I had to change the intro. If somebody was to go back to the first episodes of Superchat, you would hear me say something along the lines of up to 10,000 subscribers. But when Moz6510 Models crossed the 10,000, I had to change the intro for the whole channel so that I could say, and beyond 10,000 subscribers. And now we're here. And you've doubled that number. You're still growing now, so
it's very slow growth. Because as I said, I've taken a month. I wanted to see what a month would do to my channel.
Yeah.
And I was getting 300 to 400 views an hour, down to 160 views an hour.
Right.
If I look now, I'm getting 30 views an hour. So but I've done this on purpose. I wanted a break.
Yes.
I just wanted to step back. And now it's back in, and I'm going to start doing it all again now. So,
yeah, there's nothing wrong with the break when it's needed. What I have found is when we can get to a place of consistency, taking a week off, it seems to take about a month to get the momentum back, but it does come back.
Yeah, it does come back. But I needed the break. I really did. You know. And I think YouTube have cottoned on to this as well. You've seen a lot of burnout recently on YouTube.
I understand what you mean,
Yeah, it is a burnout. Yeah, there's definitely that. But, you know, we strive to be better, and that's what it can be.
Yep.
Definitely.
Improving over time.
Improvement is it. And also it's good, it's edifying for yourself. You know, it really does boost you up when you get a video that gets 10,000 views. It really does. Like, you know, it's great. But there's also the work and the time you put into it, so it's rewarding in that respect as well.
For sure. All right, we're just about back. Thank you for that. Yes, I can barbecue. That 20-minute time limit, hopefully it helps the way I think it does. I'm sure it does. Helps with spamming and trolling and things like that, but obviously gives everybody a chance to see what we're doing here. You might be surprised to know, everybody in the chat, that at least half, I haven't looked at the analytics on this for a while, but I should. It used to be half of the people who click on a Tuber Chat thumbnail, like live stream, don't actually stay. Because, you know, it's not for them. And we've had somebody come through and, like, you know, they spent a couple hours with us and then they're so upset. Oh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to subscribe to anybody. They want to do the Beyonce thing, where for those of you who follow Beyonce on Instagram, she doesn't follow anybody, but she's Beyonce. She doesn't, you know, essentially need to, if we want to look at it that way. Just an idea. There's nothing wrong with that. We try not to tell anybody what they should or shouldn't do with their channels here. But these are just ideas. Old Blue Eyes, good to see you in the house. Yes, I could barbecue. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. Absolutely unnecessary, but very much appreciated always. And for that reason, we're going to look at your channel almost next. Ralphie's Kids Entertainment is coming up as well for the same reason. And I'm going to get their channel onto the screen right after Kathy Payne here, and then we're going to look at Yes I Can Barbecue, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel. I added Driving Daily on there, and I'll add another name to our wheel from our chat list in a little while. Usually gets faster as the stream goes on. Coffee Walks and whatever, good to see you in the house. And for any of our members that are listening or watching that haven't been seen yet, if I took your name off the wheel, I'll add it back, of course, if you're still here. Over the course of the stream, I often remove a few names. I know not everybody can be here every day. So we're overwhelmingly busy today for a Monday. And the biggest reason that I could, let everybody know is probably because we've been doing a lot of Monday afternoon streams at this time recently. For our 99% of channels, the recommendation would be to post consistently. Always pick the same day time if you can. Here in Tuber Chat, we move things around, and there's a couple reasons for that. The truth is because I have a full-time gig, I have to be away from the computer a lot of the time. I got family obligations and things like that as well. So I can't have a schedule the way we might have in the past. But it benefits us to move things around. Obviously, we have a strong and solid foundation. We're always going to have this, a lively live stream. It's always busy. It's just some days are busier than others. And it's just because we've been at it for 4 years now. That's the biggest reason, right? But thank you, everybody. So, Kathy Payne is up on the screen right now, and this is Aloha Freedom Tours Hawaii. They give you a lot of information on their About page about the different things they might do in their videos. There's a lot of variety here. Kathy Payne has been a generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter for as long as I can remember now. It's got to be at least a couple of years, if not 3 already. And then a few shorts on this channel have gotten into 1,000 views on one of them. Lots of outdoor content here. Occasionally she brings us indoors. Lots of stories to be told here, especially in the outdoor content. And then live streams are an idea she's experimented with. We'll see if she's going to keep those up. We got notification bells on for every single channel. That's in the spirit of doing as much as we can for each other and making sure we catch as much content from each other as we can as well. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. So the Perrin family's dropping a super chat as well. That's the reason we got Ralphie's Kids Entertainment on the screen. They did the same thing. Yes, I Can Barbecue's coming up in a moment as well. And I think that's a second channel from our new friend, if I'm not mistaken. But thank you for that. I really do appreciate that extra generous support, and we'll have a look at that second channel in a moment. And then when we look at Ralphie's Kids Entertainment, this is a channel I'm still getting to know. They've been with us for what I think is just about a month or so for now. And forgive me if I'm mistaken. Again, I know I say it all the time, but I lose track of some of the lengths of our friendships, actually. So this is a channel, like I said, I'm still getting to know. One of the things I like about putting channels on the screen here in Superchat is that over time I get to know those channels over weeks and months. Watching videos, hanging out in premieres and live streams, I get to know the content, and then occasionally I get to know creators outside on the other social networks like Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter as well. But Ralphie's Kids Entertainment, I'm going to take another video from your channel. Most of these are quite short, but I might take your 2K23 it looks like NBA gameplay, and I'll put this into my catch-up list. That'll give me another piece of content to watch, and then we'll have a look at the shorts over here. We see that these have already gotten into 400 and 500 views, which is great, and then live streams as well, where a lot of video gameplay seems to be happening here. I'm not sure if that's a game. Is that a game? It looks like it might be. Yeah, it is. It looks like a Candy Crush type game with fish, which is interesting. And hopefully everybody will connect with this channel. We'd love to push them a little bit farther towards the 200 subscribers that they're thinking about. They're letting us know in their About section they're looking at gaming and sports as the theme to the channel more than anything else. Looks like there's a bit of variety there as well. So thank you again for another Super Chat. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. We always put Super Chatters and membership gifters onto the screen as soon as those things happen, and then we'll get back to spinning the wheel in another moment. This is the same reason why we have Yes I Can Barbecue on the screen. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. So Southern Belle, your channel's not on the wheel right now, but I'll explain exactly how the wheel works. It's a good opportunity because I know we got a few new channels here as well. It's hard to see, I know if you're on a phone, the text on the wheel, all the different channel names. On a computer it's much easier unless you could take a screenshot and expand it. Precious Gems is in the house, I got them on the wheel. So the way that things work here is we put channels onto the wheel, and therefore onto the screen when the wheel spins, based on who's been most actively engaged in conversation over the course of the stream. Now I have a robot in the background here, a ChatBot, that has statistics that helps keep track of all this, and if I refresh the page right now, you're going to see that I added Driving Daily earlier. Adventures in Gardening will be up soon. A lot of these creators are members. Belle's Whisper Farmstead dropped a super chat earlier. Jesse Miller Unboxings and More is always active in the chat. Our Louisiana Life is active today and things like that. So because we're so overwhelmingly busy right now, I haven't added very many channels, just one for today. But as time goes on, I add more and more, usually more towards the end of the stream. It depends on how busy we really are. And I do take a few names off the wheel after a while. I know not everybody can be here for 3 hours. If I haven't seen somebody in about 45 minutes or so, I remove a couple of names. But members always get added to the wheel as soon as we see them in the chat. If I do take them off just because they haven't been active in the chat, I put them right back on if they're still here. Tales Told in the Dark. Cassie, I was happy to catch your live stream. I think it was last night, right? I haven't caught her in a while. And then we just let Super Chatters and membership gifters skip the line and put their channels on the screen right away when those things happen as a bonus. So just for the sake of saying, and I see Lisa's Fun Finds is in the house. Thank you for coming in. She's been making frequent appearances again as well. Putting channels on the screen here in Superchat and having your channel on the screen, I promise you, is the least important part of what we're doing here. I know everybody likes to have their channel on the screen. They like to have me talk about it, especially as I learn more things and promote some of your ideas or videos or things I might know that you're going to do with the channel and things like that. But it really is the least important part. When I put a channel up on the screen like I've got right now, 10 or 20 or 30 people are not going to go running over there right away. That's not how this works. The magic really happens in the chat. That's why the channel's called Tuber Chat, because it doesn't matter what I do on the screen. The conversations in the chat, taking your time, meeting people one by one, building friendships or starting friendships is how all of this works. When I put a channel on the screen, it's very possible that 2 or 3 channels will go running, maybe even 4 or 5. I'm unsure. I know everybody thinks that it probably matters more than I think it does, and it probably does. But I just think it matters less than most people think it does, if that makes any sense. But for right now, we've got Yes I Can Barbecue up on the screen. This is a brand new channel, and they dropped a super chat, so thank you for that extra generous support, especially in your first time here. They're monetized already. They got almost 900 subscribers. Now, I don't watch videos or subscribe while I live stream, but what I'm going to do is take one of your latest videos. Well, it's 5 months ago, but it still is one of the last 5. I'm going to put this into my watch later list. What that will allow me to do is, after the live stream today, I'll go through my watch later list. I will watch that video in full, leave you a meaningful, genuine comment related to the content of that video. I'll give you a thumbs up, subscribe, put your notification bell on, as I do for all creators. That should make our connection stick, and then hopefully you have our notification bell on as well. We're usually here 3 times a week or more. We mix up the days and times so that we can meet different creators from around the world in different time zones. Now, hopefully I'm not missing anybody, but thank you again, Yes I Can Barbecue, and the Perrin family for the super chats. I think this is the second channel from our friend that was here earlier. We'll look in a quick second here. Yeah, and the name of the other channel, was it Nancy's Perrin Ministries? That was it. Yeah, so there are other channels. They got a few, it looks like, as well. So thank you again for another super chat. I really do appreciate that. I try to remember to put up at least 2 channels when I know creators have more than one. I don't usually ever recommend anybody start more than one channel. It's a lot more work than it seems like. I think we can all agree YouTube is more work than we thought it was going to be before we started. But when creators have more than one channel, I will try to show at least 2 of them. So the Perrin family, I recognize this thumbnail actually from the other channel. But what I'm going to do, again, I don't watch videos or subscribe while I live stream, so I'm going to take this 13-minute cooking video and I'm going to put this into my watch later list. And again, after the live stream, I'll go through my watch later list. I'll watch your video in full. I'll leave you a meaningful, genuine comment related to the content of that video. I'll give you a thumbs up, subscribe, and put your notification bell on, as I do for all creators. And hopefully you have our notification bell on as well so you don't miss our further live streams. And I know I've said it many times, but we are usually here at least 3 times a week. We mix up the days and times so that we can meet different creators from around the world in different time zones. Nana's World 053, I wasn't sure if you're still here, but I see you there, so I've got you on the wheel. Home Bartending with John has just come up. This is a creator who's an over-the-top, generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter who actually brings us 2 one-of-a-kind channels in the Tuber Chat family. And KK's live channel's in the house as well. So it's ironic too. Yes, Short Fry, 1 channel's enough to keep up with. So I run other channels. I used to run many more, and I let a few of them go because the owners kind of, like, as I got farther with YouTube, wanted me to just do it. They didn't really have the time to do any of the work, and I really want to work with channels that are hands-on, let's just say. So now I only run channels for 1 other person, but he's got a few, which we built from the beginning and this and that. But I'm always behind on my personal channel because Tuber Chat comes first. Everything else I do comes right along with or beside, behind that, and then I'm always behind for months at a time usually, because it's so much to keep up with. And again, hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. So Home Bartending with John is going to help us learn how to make some of the world's most popular cocktails from the comfort of our own home. You don't have to have a home bar setup quite as elaborate as what John's got here, but he does show us what it takes to keep a bar like this replenished, and he will show us what it takes to, or what kind of tools it takes behind the bar to make some of our favorite cocktails. The most compelling thing that I have found on this channel is the fact that he first of all takes requests from his viewers, and he's done a couple for me already, for which I'm grateful. But he also brings his recipes in different variations. So he might show you 3 different ways to make one of your favorite cocktails. And the reason why is because sometimes we hear a recipe a little bit different based on pop culture, like music, movies, television. The idea of shaken, not stirred, obviously, comes to mind when we think about that. Home Bartending with John as well will do a lot of product reviews on the channel, not just beers. He'll do some comparisons, liquors and liqueurs as well. Sometimes he does collections of cocktails together, like he will do. He's got a vodka one here, but he'll do low-calorie cocktails or non-alcoholic mocktails to give us some ideas as well. He's got 533 subscribers right now. We'd love to push him towards the 600 we know he's thinking about. He's got some shorts here as well, and these have now gotten into 2,000 views and beyond. One over 8,400, and that one is still getting views. The Pipe Guy is another channel from this creator, and I mentioned it, but he's got 2 one-of-a-kind channels. I haven't seen anything like this before on YouTube, but he's doing industrial pipe art and industrial pipe lamps on this channel. He's got a couple of shorts and 1 video so far, 53 subscribers. We'd love to push him a little bit farther towards his first 100. And Crystal Sparkle, yes. Crystal Sparkle, I happened to catch a video. Was it a premiere yesterday that I caught, I think? Or was I mistaken? But thank you for that. And she's dropped a super chat as well. I really do appreciate that extra generous support. For that reason, we're going to put that channel on the screen right away, and then I'll get back to spinning the wheel. My Little Pony always makes me laugh and smile. I actually was very lucky to have spent a few hours with my sister yesterday. We did some family stuff. We had a birthday in the family the day before, and then I just happened to go and meet up with her for a few hours to hang out and talk and this and that. And we didn't happen to talk about My Little Pony at the time, but that was her favorite toy for a little bit during our childhood. We were there when that started, right? And we used to try to play together, but the problem is I always wanted to play what I wanted to play. So I want to play G.I. Joe and Transformers. And so we would try, right? So we try to play G.I. Joe with My Little Ponies. And my attention span, just like my whole life, could not take it, right? So I'd be able to be pleasant. You know, the ponies could come and play together, maybe have some tea, but pretty soon a tank is coming along to just destroy everything. And, you know, that had to be frustrating for her. She's a few years younger than me, of course. But every time I think about My Little Pony, that kind of thing is going to come to mind. But Crystal Sparkle's got a lot on her channel, this channel. 1,100 subscribers now, working on 1,200. But they're out at these events all the time as well. So this must have been what I caught. Yes, a premiere, which was cool. I think I caught it towards the beginning too, because I seemed to be in there for a while. And they're posting frequently, as we can see, several times a week. TrotCon is interesting, so I would have otherwise not had heard that term before. My sister goes to a lot more conventions than me, but I've been to many in my day as well, of different types. And shorts on this channel have now gone into 3,000 views and beyond. One of them over 17,000 views, which is great to see. And there's here's examples of cats in shorts videos that are getting thousands of views, and then live streams on the channel as well. So I don't know if I don't think I caught you for a live stream yet, not yet. So it's been a few weeks. They might be due for another one soon, but we'll keep an eye on the channel. Crystal Sparkle is not only here in the Superchat family, but I run into them supporting other creators as well frequently when I'm bouncing in between premieres and live streams myself. So hopefully everybody will connect with this creator. Obviously a generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. Thank you again for the Super Chat. Absolutely unnecessary, but very much appreciated. I'll get back to spinning the wheel now. Pardon me, and we'll get to our next channel. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. Now, this is a channel I feel like I'm still getting to know, but at the same time, I feel like I've known this channel for a long time based on the name. I have a feeling that they've known us for a long time, but recently started coming back into the Tuber Chat live streams. Forgive me if I'm mistaken, because I know I've said it many times today, but I do lose track of how long some of these friendships have gone on. But Lawless World TV, as far as the latest content, I've got to get to know what they're doing here. So what I'm going to do is take one of your videos, and I think what I'll do is I will just take your, I'm going to take this public photography video. So this is 6 minutes long. I'm going to put this one into my catch-up list and just watch another piece of content. I see a lot of the other things that you're doing, so I just want to get an idea of some of the more variety that you've got in the channel. Let's just say 2800, 3300, 5200 on a couple of these shorts videos, and pure variety like we see on most creators channels when we look at the outdoor content there, and then live streams as well. So they've been live frequently. They're live several times a week, and then we'll see if what they're going to do here. Now, I might have been mistaken about my whole speech about this channel, because when we look at this Lalacito's 10th birthday, which is really cool. So we're sorry we missed that, but that's a couple of weeks ago now. But hopefully I'll catch you for one of these live streams. They're live frequently and monetized. Lots of ways to support them, including super chats and memberships when we get there. And then Brennan Juju Adventures, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right, but I think so. And let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel ready. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuber Chat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. And Rushing Wind Mountain is coming up. This is another longtime friend. They've been with us probably close to 4 years. You know, Tuber Chat started in the end of April, and that was just over 4 years ago. So we're pretty soon going to be getting into 4.5 years. Oh, the channel's changed immensely is what they say. Yeah, Lawless World. I believe you might have said that the other day as well. So, yeah, thank you for that. I always appreciate everybody's patience. I know sometimes people have to repeat themselves with me. I can't believe how many times somebody said something, and I'm like, oh, yeah, you said that last week or in the last stream too. But after a while, I start to get a better idea of what's going on. And hopefully you hear the stories get better about channels. Now, Rushing Wind Mountain is somebody we've known for a long, long time. So this one for me is easy to talk about. Ruby is the channel, the creator behind the channel. You'll see them mentioned by name all the time here in Tuber Chat. What they bring us is nature and wildlife videos from the Pacific Northwest. So we often will use the term ASMR to describe content that is, you know, it's meant to be stimulating via the audio. But at the same time, there are other, the idea of ASMR seems to have expanded. So we would say that these are more ASMR-like types of videos, because there's a lot of pleasing audio and visuals to go along with it in these videos. You get an idea from the thumbnails and some of the rollovers here about what they're bringing to us. I'm going to use the longer of the 2 videos here to put in my catch-up list for today, so I can keep caught up or get caught up with the channel, but every minute matters when we're talking about monetization. They're well over 4,000 subscribers now, working towards 4,300. They got shorts on the channel. These have gotten into 11,000, 12,000, and even 16,000 views, and I wonder if these might still be trickling in views. Now, you saw a lot of nature, but here's where more of the wildlife starts to show up, and especially humorous moments if you dig through some of the shorts videos. Live streams are something they've experimented with several times, but they've gotten into both horizontal and vertical, or landscape and portrait mode, both for live streams, and these feature more pleasing audio, pleasing visuals to go along with that. So hopefully everybody will connect with Rushing Wind Mountain, obviously another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. The reason why I talk about all of these creators and how long they've been friends with us, is so that you get an idea of the support you can expect back from a lot of these creators as well. So I think what we'll do right now is go for a break for another 3.5 minutes, but we'll make this one a quick one, and then we'll come right back. I should spin the wheel and we'll see who's coming up next. And we still got a long way to go. We got well over an hour before Butler Family Farm starts their live stream, and we're going to raid into that for today. Tales Told in the Dark is going to be the next channel that we'll look at. We'll get right back. All right, we're just about back. When we look at, I see Canadian Family Life said they had a food bank video from a couple of months ago that keeps getting views, which is great. So one of the things I want to recommend to everybody then is, I don't talk about it often enough lately. Things have really changed, you know, because we do this so often. I forget about some of the things I should be mentioning more often. But looking at the analytics, especially on an individual video that's doing really well, that can give you insight. And the idea is, we're not trying to make a video that everybody's going to like. I mean, we're always trying to do that. It's very difficult to do. What we're really doing is building a catalog of content, knowing that after you have 100 videos, 10% of those videos are going to carry the whole channel. I promise you. It's the way it is. That's the truth on every channel that I even see, let alone touch or run. But if you look at the analytics, you'll be able to find patterns that will help you duplicate your own success. We're not always looking for what we're doing wrong. Mistakes don't matter as much as we think they do on YouTube. We're looking for what we've done right. And that can come down to titles, to thumbnails, to posting at the right time for the audience, to the content itself, saying the right things in the video. This is something I don't talk about nearly enough, but YouTube is actually listening to the content in the video and cataloging the actual content itself. So if you do a video that says, you know, this is a review of the low-cal Monster energy drink, I don't know why I have that there, then YouTube knows that that's literally what you're talking about because you've mentioned it in the video, if that makes sense. And then as far as just for the sake of saying it, you know, hopefully everybody's all friends here in the chat, but if there are specific issues between different channels, what I will ask is please just discuss those outside between Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, wherever you want to talk, not in the chat here, because our moderators will delete messages. Now, one of the things I can tell people, if you are not able to chat on a channel, if you're blocked on the channel, you know you are, almost always. But sometimes you might try to chat on a channel or leave a comment or something, it doesn't work, and that can be a glitch. So if you don't understand why you can't interact with a channel, you can reach out to the creator on Instagram. If you know there's something up, that's fine. The other thing too is something that I saw recently, which is not that common, but it is out there, you know, a little bit common if we want to put it that way, is sometimes somebody will say something about what somebody else said. You know, and as ridiculous as that sounds, I promise it's true. It doesn't matter how old creators are. It doesn't matter where in the world they are. So if somebody comes to you and says that somebody else said something about you or somebody that you know, please keep in mind what you're listening to, because it's not necessarily true. And I happen to be paranoid. I don't expect everybody to be that way. Every time I see or hear anything, the first question that comes into my mind, I usually say it out loud, is that real? That goes for everything online. That goes for things that people say that they've seen, say that they've heard, or say that they've heard other people say, or say that they've seen other people post, or you know what I'm talking about. So these are just ideas. So if there's some kind of an issue, I will appreciate the respect of leaving it outside of this chat. But I know that recently there's been a little bit of confusion between a couple of creators. I am unaware of the truth behind the story, but I can tell you, you have to be careful. Trolls, especially experienced ones, really know what they're doing. They know how to push buttons, and they know how to get people onto each other. It's their favorite thing. You have to remember that trolls are trying to get a rise out of everybody, so it's best to ignore them if you can. And that's an idea. So, yeah, we don't want to talk about that stuff. I know I'm talking about it now, but I will appreciate everybody just, you know, we'll close the door on that, leave it behind the scenes, and hopefully everybody's fine. Pedrosa Travel, good to see you in the house. Thanks for coming in. And I promise you, I've seen quite a bit. I'm not going to say I've seen more than anybody else, but I've been on YouTube many years now, and lots of us would shake our head and have to laugh now at some of the repeated ridiculous behavior we've seen that trolls not only engage in, but kind of, I don't want to use the word inspire, but cause other people to get involved in is the best way I can put that for now without thinking about it. So anyway, Marketplace Boutique is in the house. Thank you for coming in. I've got Backyard Trucker on the wheel as well, and Adventures of Gardening has been added. Tales Told in the Dark is up on the screen. This is a long time friend of ours. This is Cassie, and she was known from a channel called Oracles and Beyond. And forgive me, I know I've said it 100 times. I really got to reach out to Cassie and see what the intentions are with the other channel, because she's got a lot of focus over here now. And I see she's got a premiere coming up today, as a matter of fact, tonight, after Butler Family Farm. There'll be new content over here. I'm going to grab the latest video from a couple weeks ago, Pardon me, and I'll put that in my catch-up list as well. She's working on 2,200 subscribers, which is great to see, and over 500 videos, including shorts now on this channel. 5,000. One about to hit 10,000 views. That's going to be a great milestone to have hit. And then live streams on the channel. So I caught her yesterday, and I caught you. Yeah, it's many months ago. So like I said, it's been a while. Cassie is very known as a creator who is definitely a generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. Another one that wants to promote the idea of creators getting together. She's been a friend of ours for what I think is 4 years now. It's got to be close to it. So hopefully everybody will connect with her. She lets us know on the About section here. It's the land of ASMR on this channel. Mythology, mythical creatures, cryptid, scary stories, history, and much more. And Cassie could be narrating or storytelling or doing some oracle readings. Those can give you some insight as to what's been going on in your life, what might be happening today, and what might be to come as well. Adventures in gardening. Look at that luck. I just put you on the wheel and you're coming up right away. So we'll see what they've got going on their channel right now. They change things up often, so it might be tough for me to find this for a quick second, but we will give it a shot. Joe Mouse Creations, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. Here's Adventures in Gardening, and this is a channel that's with us just about every day. And then, pardon me, I'm just going to get Joe Mouse Creations onto the wheel. We're overwhelmingly busy for today. I'm going to remove some names off the wheel shortly. If any of our members are listening or watching that haven't been seen yet, just please be active in the channel. Make sure to keep your name on the wheel or get it back on. Adventures in Gardening has over 1,200 subscribers now, which is great to see. They're growing rapidly. I'm just going to grab one of their latest videos. It's a drive along type of video. We see lots of creators do this either in videos or live streams. Lots of outdoor content here. Like I said, they've changed up the channel several times. They usually update us and they keep their About page updated or update it frequently. They've got shorts over here at 1,600, 1,800 views and beyond, and then live streams. They did a live stream a month ago. We'll see if they're going to do more of those as well. And for the life of me, is there any chance I'm going to remember? Here it is, Beyond Retail and More. Thank you for putting that in your About section. That will help me find it, because I know they've got a second channel, but they've changed the name of both of these a few times, and that can cause struggle in the search results for a little while. Things even out after a couple of weeks. Beyond Retail and More is another channel from this creator at 137 subscribers right now. We'd love to push it towards the 200 they're thinking about. More variety on this channel, and like I said, they've mixed things up a little bit. They're gonna keep their About page updated, I'm sure. And then when we get into shorts videos, we see they've posted a few of these. One of them over 600 views, which is great to see. They're here with us just about every single live stream, for which I'm grateful. I know not everybody can be, but I always appreciate every moment everybody can spend. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. Huga Homestead is up on the screen right now. This is another longtime friend. I think they've been with us for, it's got to be 3 years, if not 4. And this is an interesting channel. That word Huga, H-Y-G-G-E, means peaceful or cozy, peaceful home in Danish. And they let us know that when we get to their About page. So we're already learning something before we even get into the content. They've got gardening, rabbits, chickens, canning, prepping, simple life cooking, and some friendly talk on the channel, and they're almost at 800 subscribers now. They're actually in the Midwest US, but Huga Homestead has been an incredibly supportive creator for a long time, and I've run into them countless times supporting others, of course, bouncing them to premieres and live streams. I'm going to grab their latest video from a few weeks ago. I think I shared this out, but I haven't seen it yet. I'll put that in my catch-up list. That'll give me a chance to catch up with them. Occasionally, they'll bring us indoors. Lots of outdoor shopping types of ideas in the latest videos here. I caught them for what I thought was a live stream. Might have been a premiere once. I never forget that video. 1,500, 1,600 views on some of the shorts videos here, which is great to see, and more variety there, and then live streams as well. So they've got some familiar faces for us to see as well when they get into StreamYard panels like that. So hopefully everybody will connect with Huga Homestead, and I'd love for you to get some of their support coming back to you. Trish the Natural's been added to the wheel. I'm spinning right now. The Gambler After Dark's in the house. Good to see you here. And Black Guns and Gardens is coming up. This is another long time friend. Pedrosa Travel is making me laugh. Yes, they say they still maintain a catch-up list. I don't know where that even started from, but I've probably been doing it ever since almost the beginning of Tuberchat. I actually did something, and I always forget this, but I often recommend to people before thinking about starting a second channel or anything, try a series of videos on your original channel, regardless of the niche or category. If you remove them after, it's not going to have mattered, right? But if you do 10 or 12 episodes of something, it gives you the chance to see if you're going to enjoy it, how you're going to go about it, changes you want to make before you make it official, and things like that. And I had forgotten all this time that I actually did that with Tuberchat. I knew we were starting this channel. I knew we were going to do what we're doing, but I still did a practice run of about 9 episodes, if I'm not mistaken, on my personal channel. And what we did at the time, every channel we put on the screen, we put one video from that channel into a playlist that was public, so that then afterwards everybody could go and run that entire playlist. Then it's easy to connect with each other. Everybody gets a few minutes of watch hours and things like that. It became too overwhelming to do in our official series here, but you'll see what I mean about experimenting and things like that. But it's interesting that Pedrosa Travel says they keep a catch-up list now. I don't even remember where that started, if that wasn't just an adaptation from that idea 4 years ago. Black Guns and Gardens is up on the screen right now. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. So on this channel, Black Guns and Gardens is going to take us through their family's journey to self-sufficiency through gardening, preparedness, and self-defense. So a bit of a combination here with some homesteading style content. And they've got a brand new video, Home Defense Tips, which is going to be interesting to see. And then they're posting fairly frequently, almost once a week, which is great to see. And I have said from the, for as long as I can remember, having consistency and, if you can get to a place of posting a video a week, that's enough to make the channel grow organically. Now, Black Guns and Gardens happens also to be incredibly supportive, and I think they've been with us for almost 3 years as well. They're working on 3,200 subscribers now. They got some shorts over here. You'll see a lot of the product reviews will do well at 2,800, 4,600, 6,600 views and beyond. And then Black Guns and Gardens will do more product reviews throughout their content. I've seen a few of those. So hopefully everybody will connect to this channel. I often say of channels of this size, there must be much to be learned from them, as well as entertained and inspired by, because of what they must have been through in their YouTube journey to get to a level of, let's say, 3,000 and beyond. But I hope everybody will connect with them and see how that example plays out on Black Guns and Gardens. Handicapped Travelers coming up. Thank you, Michael's Adventures, by the way. I got that message earlier in the chat. And Handicapped Travelers coming up right now. There's a channel that's going to bring us travel-based content more than anything else, based on a specific perspective, and you can read about that in their About section. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. So I'm going to steal Scratch and PPA's idea here. And anybody that's getting going to be involved in Vlogtober, I'm just curious to see. Because he's talking about Vlogmas. So a lot of creators will do a video right from the beginning of December up to Christmas Day. Some creators do different things. Just Jason Keto did an interesting 12 days of chaffles last year. He inspired me to do a set of community posts on my own channel, the 12 days of tech. I didn't make videos. The videos are already there. But any idea helps, right? But Vlogtober just means you're going to vlog every day through October. And it really, it doesn't have to be Halloween themed, but a lot of creators will lean towards Halloween because there's so many different things you can do. One of our moderators, Makeup Mom and Son, does a great job with those kinds of things. And then Handicap Traveler, like I said, is going to bring us more travel videos than anything else based on their perspective. You can read about that in their About page, of course. And they take us to a lot of interesting places. They bring us into their home and give us a chance to get to know them. They got a premiere coming up tomorrow. And then they've got some shorts over here as well. 1,400, even 2,600 views, being able to give us some of that winter weather. It's nice when channels can give us all 4 seasons. They benefit that way, actually. At least in my opinion, they do. And then here we go. Yeah, I caught them a couple weeks ago. Hopefully I'll catch them again. They do live streams about once a month. And they got one coming up at the end of this month again. So it looks like they're aiming for consistency in that way. Duchess of Darkness, good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. And then let's spin the wheel. We'll get another channel ready to go. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Superchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. Nana's World 053 is coming up, and we'll see what they've got going on. They're fairly new in the Superchat family, actually, so this is a channel I'm still getting to know, but they're already a member. So we'll see what they've got going on over here. And then, yeah, there you go, Crystal Sparkle. Yes. More videos always helps. I mean, we've had a few creators come through the Superchat family when I talk about the idea of posting at least 1 quality video per week. But there's lots of creators who do much more. And a few creators have said, like, doing more helps, right? The idea is, how much success will your channel have when you have 500 videos on it, right? And 500 might seem like a large number to somebody just starting out, but you'll see a lot of channels here in the Superchat family, like even Nana's World 053 here has got 358 videos in total so far, including shorts, right? So it's attainable. But the idea then is, how quickly do you want to get to that 500? You know what I mean? Because every week, that would take 10 years. But if you were going to do 2 a week, you're cutting the time in half. 3 a week, you cut it a little bit farther. Start mixing some shorts in there and live streams. And before you know it, like most creators in the Superchat family, are well beyond, you know, hundreds of videos. So these are just ideas. So I'm not an authority when it comes to Vlogtober or even Vlogmas. We just vaguely, you know that these are things. Best idea is just do a Google search and they'll give you an idea, or better yet, a YouTube search. You'll find a lot of videos from people doing that. Here in the Superchat family, we've got creators doing these things frequently. So Nana's World 053 lottery ticket scratching, as we can see, is the first thing that comes up when we look through the videos. And then they're doing a lot of vertical content here, but they got some shorts as well. A little bit of variety starting, but they've gotten into over 500 views on one of these, 2,500 on another one, which is great to see. 461 subscribers, so they'll soon have 500. And, pardon me, they are going to give us a bit of information on their About section as well. Nana's World 053 has been with us frequently as well. Henry Nelson, 500 videos doesn't, like, it's not a goal or a milestone or anything like that, just a number I picked out of the air. Just an idea. Because I think what happens for almost everyone is after you get, let's say, a year or even 2 years into your YouTube journey, you've done a lot more than you expected. You know what I mean? In Superchat, I mean, we could have done the math from the beginning and said, hey, if you stream 3 or 4 times a week, you're going to have 800, live streams on the channel. We're coming up on that. It's taken 4.5 years, but that's far beyond what we were just talking about. You know what I mean? So these are just ideas. It doesn't matter. It's just that, when we start our channel, I was thinking about this actually just today, but even me, when I started my personal channel, I used to say some of the things that we hear a lot of people say when they're first starting out. I remember making a video, and in the middle of the video, I said to everybody, by the way, let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. Let's make this a place where we can continue to conversate about this. When you realize, no, people aren't going to conversate about it as much as we wish that they would forever, because it's one video. And now that there's hundreds of them there, that one video doesn't matter nearly as much as we thought it did. It all matters together, but you understand what I mean. If I ask every creator here in the Tuber Chat live stream today, name me, without thinking about it, your first 5 videos you've ever made in order, I'll bet you nobody could do it, because it didn't matter as much as we thought it did when we were making those videos, right? It helps the channel, but one individual video, 2 videos, 3, even 5 videos doesn't matter compared to the hundreds we're probably going to have. Shorts really stepped that up, but I'm sure you understand what I mean. Native Wildman, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. I'm going to get you onto the wheel. I'm going to get right out of story time now, and actually what we're going to do is spin the wheel. I'll get another channel ready to go. We're going to take a break for 3.5 minutes. Story time with Uncle Bill. Good to see you here. Hopefully I haven't missed anybody in the chat. And when we head out for this break for 3.5 minutes, right before we do that, I'm going to play a clip again from our interview series. There's 4 episodes up there now on the channel. They are videos. They're also listed as a podcast, and you can find all 4 of them in a playlist, of course. And these interviews go on for 1 hour to 2 hours each. What I tried to do was get a lot of information from them without interfering, whether or not I agreed with everything everybody said, so that we can really hear from people who've achieved what we're striving for right now. So the idea, of course, is all of the featured creators have been longtime friends of ours, but they've all long passed 10,000 subscribers. You mentioned the idea of shorts, so that gives me an opportunity to jump right into that. So, in every one of these interviews, I'm asking about opinions, about shorts, how we can get them to work for us. But you're the first creators that I'm talking to that have broken off into a shorts channel. I also noticed that you took the shorts off of the original channel. I'm assuming you uploaded the same ones over there, and now you have over 350 shorts on that channel. At last look, it was I think your fastest moving short video on the shorts channel, which is Unstable TV Shorts, has 22,000 views, and you're already at 768 subscribers. So the biggest thing that I think people are going to be wondering about that is, how do you feel about your decision to break your shorts off into their own channel?
So the reason we did it in the first place was because we felt like the shorts were distracting from our long form videos, because we were getting a lot of views and attention on the shorts. But while we were doing shorts and long form at the same time, it was kind of like the long form was pushed to the back.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So that's the reason why we split off into a shorts channel by itself. So we kind of use that for just, skits and memes and stuff, and then we use it for promotion videos for our main channel as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you said some of our highest viewed videos on the shorts channel, they are clips from our long form videos with the link to send it back. So we just kind of felt it didn't sit right with our channel to have it all together, so we said we'd try and split it and see if it worked.
Yeah, because when we first put them up, we had like you're saying about the YouTube algorithm and stuff, and when you're watching the metrics go up and down. When we start putting the shorts up, the videos that would usually go up and probably after a week they performed the way they done were pushed to the back. But how we felt from how we were watching our analytics, for anyone watching, do make sure you check the analytics out regularly. It does help. Yeah. And there is a research tab as well, so check that out as well. It helps with your channel. Because you get an
Absolutely.
idea where your viewers are coming in and what they're researching as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just a tip for everyone. On the main channel, it didn't sit for us, but even like scrolling up and down and like how it looked, we didn't like it. But we used the shorts as kind of a voice, like, you know, say things you can't really say on the main videos that might not like go with YouTube's policies. Like, we have a lot of fun with like pranking each other and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Like, what we have noticed though with our shorts, anything to do with relationships or like pranks wise, that like skyrockets for us.
Wow.
Or if we do like, say, like a trend meme, sometimes we might get something and sometimes not.
Yeah.
But we've learned that like shorts really help us have like, you know, them crazy ideas where you just get a bit wild when you're filming on YouTube and you're like, I want to do this, or maybe this might look funny. It's kind of to make ourselves laugh and
Yeah.
then just go that
Wow.
direction with it and just come up with crazy stuff then.
If I could have a Pardon me, I am hitting the wrong things. I left my mic on while I got up and down there, and then forgot to turn it back on. So thank you everybody for participating in that poll. I was just curious about Vlogtober. It's a lot of work, but more people are thinking about doing it than I was expecting. And I am Betty J Gathers. Thank you for being active in the chat again. I removed quite a few names off of the wheel. I know not everybody can be here every day or for hours at a time when we're here, but I will always re-add our members if they're active in the chat. So we still got a long way to go. We can stay up to another 40 minutes or so. Lots of time to put lots of channels on the screen. Jevin Richardson, good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. And then yes, thank you, Sean the Great Gamer. They've been a friend since pretty much the beginning, actually. And then Sadie Lady picked up that gifted membership, I believe, right? And I've got them on the wheel. Pardon me while I'm tripping over everything I'm saying here. Just Jason Keto and More, another fellow Canadian, is bringing us the idea of healthy eating and healthy living, especially when it comes to the idea of a keto-based diet or lifestyle. I have been lucky to actually have met up with this creator a couple of times in real life. They're just a couple hours away from me. They've got a lot of recipes on the channel that are really going to help because these are easy to make, literally simple, and they have only a few ingredients. Most people are going to have most of the things you find here in the pantry or the kitchen already. Pardon me for 1 second. Just Jason Keto and More also has a lot of product reviews on the channel, and those can help us make sense of a lot of the ingredients we're going to find in a lot of the products that are out there, help us make sense of what these things are going to do to us when we consume them. Lots of chaffle recipes on the channel. He's actually become known for these. He's got some graphics here. His avatar and banner show a little bit of that. He's got some merchandise as well, but he's got lots of other recipes like these chocolate and peanut butter treats that he's got, the crab cakes that he did the other day. Those are really a really cool idea. He's got lots of guests on the channel as well, and these influencers will share their insight, their life experience, their tips, their tricks, their trials, their tribulations, especially when it comes to the idea of a keto-based diet or lifestyle. Occasionally, Jason will do another product review or take us outdoors for another adventure. This is what I was talking about. He got involved in the 12 Days of Chaffles, was an interesting series that he put together for the Christmas season. He inspired me just to do a bunch of community posts, just anything to push the channel, you know, kind of thing. And then Just Jason Keto and More will head out to Ketopalooza again. That's coming up pretty soon, I believe. And he's already expected to be out there. That'll be lots of informative content. He's got shorts on his channel. There's a hint here about healthy looking grilling shorts getting into 5,000, 6,000 views. One over 22,000, which is great to see. And then when we get into live streams, we see that he's live every Thursday at 7:30 Eastern, almost every week. He tries to drop a premiere if he's not live, but he's almost there always. And then it's very consistent. He's also got another series now that has started up, and these seem to be coming out approximately once a month, where he's doing another cook-along type video, and they're always different, or live stream is what I meant to say. He's also got a vibrant community that will interact with us when we have questions and comments within his live streams in the chat, and obviously another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. Just Jason Keto and More is now over 3,000 subscribers. You know, I say of channels of this size that there must be much to be learned from them, as well as entertained and inspired by, because of what they must have been through in their YouTube journey to get to a level of, let's say, 3,000 and beyond. And then Just Jason Keto and More, yes, says it's coming up at the beginning of October, so just under a month from now. So that will be really cool. We know there's going to be interesting content on the channel. So thank you for that. Next up is Native Wild Band. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. Native Wildman is up right now, and this creator just gifted a membership, and I really do appreciate that extra generous support. They've done that kind of thing before. We always put membership gifters and super chatters up onto the screen right away when that kind of thing happens. They're over 1,000 subscribers too now. They've got a lot of interesting content on the channel, and they'll give you information about what they're going to do on their about page. They might be bringing us fly tying knives, other random things, and a bit of history about the creator as well. When we get into shorts on the channel, we see that these have gotten into 5,000, even 10,000 views on one of them. And then when we get into live streams, we see that these are actually becoming frequent, which is great to see. I haven't caught them yet. Pardon me just for 1 second. That's okay for today. Thank you. They change the garbage for us here today in our chat, and pardon me, they change the garbage for us here, but I don't always get them to do it. If I'm here, I just take it out myself if I have anything. But it's nice that they do that. So Native Wildman is here with us frequently, obviously another generous, loyal, and dedicated supporter. So thank you again for that gifted membership. I certainly do appreciate that. We'll get the next channel ready to go. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. Lewis Acre Farm Karma, good to see you in the house. Thank you for coming in. And pardon me while I click the wrong channel here for a second. We'll get to... Oh, Henry Nelson. He's actually been with us a long time. And Henry Nelson, it's interesting the way they put it on their About page. Not an expert by any means, but they do live on a farm. So they want to share videos from trail cams and farming equipment. They also like model railroad operations, so they might have a bit of that. And they are going to set up their niece and the next generation of grandnephews and grandnieces to enjoy that kind of thing, which is really, really cool. One of the reasons people tell me, one of the most common reasons people tell me that they start their YouTube channel is to make videos for their family to be able to see. And then other people just start coming across the videos, liking them, and then inspiring them to continue and take the channel a little more into a serious direction, if we want to put it that way. Lucy Grace 56, forgive me if I didn't say hello earlier. It's good to see you here. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Henry Nelson has got quite a few videos here. I'm just going to grab one of the latest ones. I'm way behind on this channel, but I'll put this video into my catch-up list. I see them all the time. Michael's Adventures, our beloved and dedicated moderator, will premiere every day at 9 a.m. Eastern, sometimes at 9 p.m. as well if he's working, if he's not working. Henry Nelson's in there all the time. So it's nice to see creators supporting each other in that way, and 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, almost 7,000 in the shorts videos on this channel as well, and working on 600 subscribers now. So hopefully everybody will connect with Henry Nelson. They've been with us a long time now. It's got to be a minimum of a year. I think Henry Nelson might even be a couple of years by now with us. I could be getting ahead of myself, and forgive me if I'm mistaken, but you know what I mean. Backyard Trucker I caught actually on Jody's channel, Marketplace Boutique, last night for a live stream. Those creators are doing frequent collaborations together. We'll talk about them in a second. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. Backyard Trucker lets us know they're just a hardworking guy doing things that they love. They're bringing that to us on the camera. They might be filming just about anything. They seem to love the outdoors, but they also happen to be a self-employed truck driver, and they do some of their own repairs as well. The shorts show us that they've done really well with some of their dash cam footage, getting into 12,000 views and beyond. Another one over 14,000 now, which is great to see. Those continue to grow. This is a creator who's really active. They're posting frequently on the channel, lots of live streams. So I caught them last night. I didn't realize they did another one as well. They might be doing a ride along, or they might be just hanging out by the fire. This creator's experimented with a lot of vertical live streams recently and found some great success, getting into literally having over 100 people in the chat at times. Part of me, it looks like today was probably a successful live stream as well. 952 subscribers, so they're growing rapidly, and I think that's a combination of these live streams, the shorts that they're doing, and just the fact that they're so active. But they happen to be supportive as well. I see them out supporting other creators. I run into them every day that I'm out there doing the same thing, bouncing in between premieres and live streams. And then Marketplace Boutique. These creators are both here with us just about every live stream. Marketplace Boutique is Jody, and this is a creator that wants to give us the ins and outs of buying and selling on online platforms like eBay, basically talking e-commerce. And they do quite a few different things. Now they've started to mix up the content, so they're bringing a little bit of variety. This is a different kind of video. I'm going to enjoy watching this. Jody typically is going to bring us to estate sales, flea markets, other shopping trips to show us where she finds some of the things that she turns around and sells. Usually, I'll give you a hint, in collections that she splits up and sells things individually, if that makes sense. And then reality slots with KC. We don't have a schedule. Lately, I've been able to come on Mondays and Fridays almost consistently. Weekends are kind of here and there. But we really don't have a schedule on this channel. The biggest reason is because I'm lucky enough to have a full-time gig, but between that and my family obligations, it takes a little bit of, no busier than anybody else, but I do keep a full plate and a full schedule. I find myself out of time all the time. I try to be here 3 times a week. We aim for that, but I was expecting September to have calmed down for me. And I was mistaken. It's actually been our busiest couple of weeks over the last 3 or 4 weeks, let's just say, when I do my full-time gig. So I'm not sure if we're going to be here again before Friday, but I will try to, and then keep everybody updated. But we do them as pop-ups. So the only thing I can suggest is keeping the notification bell on. And then if you find that the notifications aren't working, just unsubscribe and resubscribe. We don't have any proof that that works, but a few creators have said that it's possible. Because especially after a year, it seems that notifications don't work as well as they should. And if anybody finds that they're working as well as they should, please let me know, because there's not much on YouTube that seems to work the way that it should. Not that I want to whine and complain every day, but you know what I mean. 12,000, 14,000, 19,000 views on some of the shorts for Marketplace Boutique, and it's pure variety on these, which is interesting to see. And live streams, like I said, I caught them yesterday for this one. When I see creators that are live together, like let's say last night, Backyard Trucker Marketplace Boutique, I'm just going to pick one and go into their live stream. Sometimes you'll have a panel, like Butler Family Farm's going to go live in another 20 minutes, right? They sometimes have a panel. They could have up to 10 people on the screen. I will just pick somebody or go into the one with the lowest number of viewers at the time, because I know that they need the boost a little bit more, but I also try to spread the love. So because I was in Marketplace Boutique's live stream last night, when I see them on together again, I'll probably go to Backyard Trucker. I don't know if anybody actually finds that kind of thing matters, but you just try to mix it up, right? That's what I do. I try to mix it up so that everybody gets a little bit of the watch time and everything else. So Marketplace Boutique is going to bring us interesting live streams. They might be out shopping, they might be taking us on the water, or they might be hanging out by the fire. So they're monetized as well. Lots of ways to support them when we get there. If I've missed anything in the chat that anybody's meant for me to see, like a question or a comment, just please mention it again with 3 thumbs up or @mention Tuberchat Connect and Grow. That should help me see it a little bit easier. I'll keep my eyes open and hopefully catch it the next time around. Marketplace Boutique is, or pardon me, Marketplace Boutique we just looked at. Michael's Adventures is one of the most supportive creators that I've met in my YouTube journey. I can probably say that about Marketplace Boutique and Backyard Trucker now as well, because they're here with us just about every stream, same as a lot of our friends, Jesse Miller Unboxings and more, Just Jason Keto and more, Butler Family Farm. Even lately, Driving Daily, Adventures in Gardening, Handicapped Traveler. I am Betty J. Gathers is a dear, dear, dear friend. Not playing favorites, but you know what I mean. And I always appreciate every moment that everybody can spend. I know not everybody can be here every day, and certainly not for hours at a time. Even our dear friend Jaden is usually in the background hanging out when he's not in school. I keep calling Michael's Adventures Marketplace Boutique. Michael's Adventures is up on the screen right now, and this is a beloved and dedicated moderator, one of the most supportive creators I've met in my 7 years on YouTube. All of our moderators are dear friends of each other as well. They all have different channels, and they all do different things. One of the things they all have in common is an overwhelming sense of generosity, and for that reason, when you visit any of their channels for premieres or live streams, you'll be welcome to meet more friends and family members for your own channel, the same way we do here in Superchat. Now, one of the things I can show you, Michael's Adventures is a perfect channel, I think, to show this. A lot of times people swap playlists here in the Superchat community, but one of the things you can do, Michael's Adventures will do this kind of thing and go over and above. He's got the videos playlist on his front page. This comes by default when you start a YouTube channel, and then he'll just go and play all on somebody's channel. If they've got premieres set up like what he does, then it might get stuck on the premieres, but you can just skip past them. But this is a way to run a lot more than somebody expected with a playlist a lot of times. Michael's Adventures always premieres every day at 9 a.m. Eastern, sometimes 9 p.m. if he's not working. He always sets up usually 2 months in advance. Mostly wildlife here. He's got raccoons, foxes, deer, bird watching on the channel. Sometimes he takes us out for a walk around and a look around his area, story to be told. He could do a drive along video as well, and occasionally we'll find him doing things like scratching lottery tickets or playing a slot game on a tablet, and then he's got a little bit more outdoor content in his shorts videos as well. Working on 1,400 subscribers. I'm hoping we can push him a little bit farther towards that milestone. Nana's World 053 is talking about swapping playlists, so it's a simple arrangement you can make with anybody. Most creators get each other's Instagrams and find each other over there and just talk about it. The idea is that you're willing to run an entire playlist of videos for another creator, and they're going to run an entire playlist of your videos. You can imagine after you get lots of different creators running your videos in a playlist like that, your watch hours are going to start to stack up. But as you build friendships, you'll find yourself being favored by creators as much as you're favoring them. Your watch hours will grow exponentially because they'll be there on your channel to catch most of what you're going to come up with in the future, if that makes sense. So it's really easy to do. You're only obligated to run the playlist. We don't worry about watching every single second of every single video. Lots of people have YouTube on in the background or let it run at night. It's easy to do when you work, when you eat, when you sleep, when you go out, in another window on a computer or on another device if you have one. So it's really simple. Anybody can reach out to each other. Simply say, I'm willing to swap playlists, and somebody should say something. If you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them as well. If you need me to reiterate or expand on the idea and elaborate, just please let me know in the chat with 3 thumbs up, and I'll do that. Driving Daily's coming up in a moment. What we're going to do is go for 3.5 minutes again. Right before we do that, I'm going to play one more clip from our interview series. There's 4 episodes on the Superchat channel right now. They come out as videos, and they are interview style, where I tried to get the opinions of these creators without adding a lot of my own, because we get to hear from me every day, of course. But these creators have all been longtime friends of us here in the Superchat family, 3 years or longer, as a matter of fact, so far, and all of them have long passed their 10,000 subscribers. So Edna, thank you for all of this. You mentioned comments earlier quickly, and that's one of the things that comes up in every interview. Of course, we're going to talk about likes, views, subs, and everything else, but comments are a very important part of our interaction with our audience. So what can you tell us in your experience of 8 years now about how to entice more comments on your video shorts and streams?
I can't remember who told me this, but years ago somebody told me, I think I was watching like somebody that I always watched, and one of the things that they said to grow your channel was to always give your audience a job to do.
Okay.
Always give them a call to action, because that's going to keep the people engaged. So if I'm talking about cruising, you know, and then you just kind of have to know how to just ease it into your sentence. So
Okay.
it's like, you know, thanks for watching. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. But then also, if I'm talking about a specific thing, like the slot pool, I'll say, you know, have you ever participated in a slot pool? Leave a comment, let me know. And
Right.
say that. And it's like you're just saying it so naturally that people aren't even realizing that you're making them be engaged, because now they want to tell you their experience.
Yes.
The slot pool. If I'm doing regular life vlogs, like I'm notorious for not liking to try new things.
Okay,
So
yes.
everybody's always trying to make me eat new foods, and I'm like, you know, have you ever eaten this? What did you put? You know, we have a big debate about grits. I don't know if you eat grits. You know, the sugar go on grits, sugar or salt. So that's always, you know, give people something to talk about, and they'll have to, you know, give you their experience. Another thing is to sort of have like an intro and an outro.
Okay.
If I'm doing a live stream or whatever, it's just like, hey guys, come in. If I'm doing a video, it's, you know, hey guys, happy whatever day it is. Happy Tuesday. Welcome back. If I'm doing a sit down video, then I say, you know, hey guys, you know, welcome back. Thank you for clicking this video. Because I feel like a sit down is so much different than a vlog. With the vlog is like me talking to my friends. Hey y'all, this is where we're going to Target today. Let's walk around Target. But if I'm sitting down, that means I'm doing something real specific. I'm only talking about what the topic is. So thank you for clicking this video, because thank you, you have an interest in this particular topic.
All right, we're just about back. We're going to look at driving daily. We still got a little while to go. We got enough time to put quite a few channels on the screen, so I'll race through them as quickly as I can. I always get a little bit faster as the stream gets closer to its finish for the day. We're usually here for 3 hours. Butler Family Farm is going live literally in a few minutes. I dropped a link for that already once. I'll drop it again a few more times before we go. Anybody's free to go over there anytime, and I will come and join after we're finished with Tuber Chat. They'll be on for a few minutes before we get over there. So Driving Daily is a channel I'm still getting to know. They are bringing us a lot of, I was going to say car life, cars, vlogs, and interesting places they find along the way. This is going to be cool to see. Now, it's interesting. I enjoy seeing interesting cars as much as anybody else does. When you see things, you know, obviously like Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and things like that on the road, you know, we all turn our heads for that kind of thing. I haven't yet seen a Cybertruck, actually, and I'm in Toronto all the time. A lot of driving, actually, so I'm kind of surprised. But even classic cars, I can't pick them out. I don't know the difference between a 57 Chevy or a Ford Edsel. I can't tell by looking at them, right? But I do appreciate them, and I'm lucky. I actually live in Niagara Falls as much as I work around Toronto. Niagara Falls in Canada has a huge, passionate community. We've got a beautiful area for people to drive right along the Niagara River, which is, for anybody that knows what Niagara Falls is, you've seen it in movies and television and things like that, it really is that beautiful, and the road goes right along all that stuff. You can look at it while you drive. It's out of control. Anyway, lots of classic cars over there. There's a huge community. I actually saw a specific Volkswagen one not too long ago. I didn't know it was happening. I just drove by accident. I didn't have a chance to film or anything, but it was all Volkswagen owners, anything from anything brand new to the classics like the old bus and the Beatles and things like that. But Driving Daily's got a classic car or a car show for us to see. I shouldn't say classic because it looks like there's some nice newer stuff there as well. Those Corvettes are really something else that have come out in the last few years. Shorts on the channel have gotten into now 17,000, one over 35,000, which is great to see, and then live streams on the channel as well. So obviously I'll learn more from this channel as well, and there's a few talking head videos on the channel as well. So look forward to getting to know this creator. They're here with us just about every day. I think they've been here for every stream since finding us, and they've been with us for what I think is getting on a couple of months now as well. And then, so reality slots with KC. If possible, if you know how to schedule a live stream in advance, it's always advised. For your first one, I promise you, it won't matter as much as we all think that it does. But if you can, it's always best just because you get extra notifications that way. For instance, let's say you're going to go live tomorrow, right? If you set it up today, you can be guaranteed that some people will get a 30-minute notification before you even go live. If you do pop-ups, like what I've been doing with Tuber Chat lately, you don't get that extra notification. So for people who want more people in their stream, which is 99% of everybody, and as many people as possible, then you want to promote as much as you can. You can promote on the other social networks, put your link on Facebook groups, or we have a group you can put it in. Subreddit, we have a subreddit for those of you who know what that is, and Twitter can help with links and things like that. So promoting helps, but if you otherwise going live and just doing it is fine. When you go live, some people will start to get notified that you are live. It's just you get more notifications if you can set it in advance. But I don't want to push too much and stress that out, especially if it's not somebody who's going to do it for the first time or anything like that. So the Stock Explorer, this is Nora from Florida. This is Nora the Stock Explorer, who talks not only stock markets but crypto as well. And they've really expanded their content over the last year. They've gotten into lottery ticket scratching, and I mentioned the battles that they do with other creators. Collaborating is a great way to grow your channel. You'll almost certainly get a few extra subscribers every time your channel is featured on somebody else's, if that makes any sense. Jesse Miller Unboxings and More, and Jeremy D-Day, I've added you both to the wheel. We'll get through as many channels as we can in the next 10 minutes. The Stock Explorers working on 2,200 subscribers. They've got a new series called Scratching with Strangers, where they're doing some more lottery ticket scratching here. When they do talk stocks, they've got product in hand a lot of the time. They're very forthcoming about their own stock plays, and it's interesting to go back and look at some of the things they've done. In the past, when we look at shorts on the channel, we see pure variety, like most creators here in the Superchat family, but they've gotten close to 3,000, one over 4,000, and one over 11,000 views, which is great to see. And then live streams are frequent. Sometimes they've got charts and graphs for us to see. A lot of times it's StreamYard panels with friendly conversations. I actually joined them on their channel a year ago for a couple of hours. We talked about YouTube. The Stock Explorer is a beloved and dedicated moderator here, and they have a second channel called Tropical Buzz, where they seek to educate us about plant life, some of which is already there, some of which they're going to grow themselves. But like I say about our moderators all the time, they're some of the most supportive creators that I've met in my YouTube journey. They've all been with us for about 3 or 4 years now, and they all care very much about the YouTube journey and those of us in the Tuberchat family, along with their own channel and its community. Jeremy D-Day's coming up. For anybody that's brand new today in our chat and here for the first time, hopefully you're feeling welcome. We have a lot of dynamic creators here. Everybody will be willing to connect, so please don't be shy. You can reach out to anybody you'd like to in the chat, and if you take your time, meet people one by one and follow the instructions that you'll find in our video description. You'll find yourself with some new friends and family members for your channel in no time, if that's what you would like. Another thing that can really help is a community post for your live stream, and if you're going to plan one and you can set it up in advance, you can do your community post in advance so that it automatically goes out. I usually set them 15 minutes before I'm going to do something, just to get that extra. If you can imagine, you got a live stream or a premiere coming up, you're going to get a 30-minute notification for a lot of people to say, you know, like let's say Jesse Miller Unboxings and More goes live every Sunday, or does a premiere every Sunday. It'll say 30 minutes from now she's gonna drop a premiere. Michael's Adventures and Scratch and PPA do the same thing, right? Then you could have a community post go out. Now, I'm not saying it's a good idea. I'm saying it just is an idea. You could have a community post go out 15 minutes before, so that people start seeing that community post before you go live. Right? And then your live stream comes out, then it starts notifying everybody that you are live. Not everybody, but you know what I mean. Not as many people get those notifications as we wish, but they help no matter what. Right? Anything's better than nothing. Jeremy D-Day's in the house with review shorts and vlogs on this second channel. I'll show you his original one in a moment. He's got over 1,000 subscribers here. He's got a premiere coming up that's going to be in a few days. We'll keep an eye on the channel for that. He brings a lot of variety, as he mentions. He's got some shorts on the channel. Some of these have done really well. 27,000, 68,000 views, which is great to see. Live streams are an experiment. He's done a few of these, even one just a few days ago. Hopefully I'll catch him when he's going to do those again. And then GD Knight 7 is where I know this creator from originally, and they've been a friend of over 5 years now. And here they're doing a lot of music reviews more than anything else, but they've changed up the content over the years. They got a brand new video from yesterday. I'm going to put that into my catch-up list. That's a playlist I use to keep caught up with creators. He's got some shorts over here now as well. 355,000 and one over 600,000 that's still moving. Live streams on the channel. He's tested these out a couple of times. We'll keep our notification bell on and catch him if he's going to do those again. JD Knight 7 is somebody who's been friends with me since before Tuberchat was even a thought, if you can imagine that. That's why I say 5 years ago. If you'd like to swap playlists with anybody in the chat, please just simply say, I am willing to swap playlists. Other creators should reach out to you, and if you see somebody say that and you're willing, please reach out to them. Everybody is free to make those arrangements independently and individually, of course. And then Lewis Acre Farm Karma has a good idea. Yeah, if you could do a trailer for your live streams, that's a great idea. I mean, the easiest thing to do is a general trailer for any live stream. But if you have something specific and the time to do it, absolutely. Anything to get engagement, right? Joe Mouse Creations is here with 333 subscribers. We'd love to push them towards the 400 they're thinking about. They're a fairly new friend, but I think they've been with us a couple months by now as well. Forgive me if I'm mistaken about that. They've got a bit of information on their About section here. They do auctions on their friends' channels as well. When we get into shorts over here, we get just a few pieces so far, but they're getting close to 200 views, which is great. A live stream a couple of hours ago, they just did this, a 300 subscriber celebration. And just for the sake of saying it as well, I know it's not realistic for anybody to be able to sit there on Instagram or anywhere else and message every single person you want to come into your live streams, but if you do find a moment and you're going to be live, you can message me, and if I can be there, I will. I try to always make it for everybody's monetization celebrations, milestones, birthdays, and things like that. Some of our friends have a schedule, like Michael's Adventures, we know for sure. Just Jason Keto and more, we know for sure. Jesse on Miller Unboxings and more, and Scratch and PPA, we know for sure. These creators all do exactly what we expect at the expected day and time, even though they're all a little bit different, but you get what I mean, right? So some of us have alarms in our phones for some of these, and then some of us just, we're able to know. When I get up in the morning, I know Michael's Adventures is on. If I'm able to get on a computer before 9, then I'm there for his premiere, or before 9:30, let's say. He usually runs them half an hour or an hour. Jesse Miller Unboxings and more is mid-afternoon on Sundays, 3 p.m. for me. And Just Jason Keto and more is Thursday night. Scratch and PPA is 12 o'clock, 12:15 every Tuesday. Like, we understand these things, right? Otherwise, like I said, anybody's free to message me anytime. If I can be there, I can. If I can't, I just can't. But it's no inconvenience to me if you want to let me know you got something coming up. Jesse Miller Unboxings and More is working on 2,200 subscribers. So I'm hoping we can push her a little bit farther towards that milestone. And like I said, she does a lot of unboxing videos. But the thing I could probably say most now that I've been watching the last few, I've been able to be there for a couple of these premieres. So it's not just that she unboxes the stuff, and some of them are subscription boxes, some of them are almost like a haul type video, but a lot of them feature crafting materials of different types, lots of like stickers and journals and things like that. But Jesse Miller Unboxings and More does an incredible job of a thorough description of everything that she's going to talk about. I do some unboxing videos and setups and things like that, and I get just as much criticism as anybody else for, people whining about I forgot to do this, or I didn't do that, or I didn't show that. But this is a creator that does not rush through her videos. At the same time, there's no time lost. So while you're watching, let's say Jesse Miller Unboxings and More is going to be anywhere from 10 minutes to 20 minutes, but it's all content of some sort. Then when we get into the shorts videos on the channel, we see all the different products that or a lot of the different products that are featured in the unboxing videos. They can be of almost anything. So she might get into snacks, or jewelry, or bath and beauty products, even stationery is here. These are the ones I talk about most often, some of these Temu craft haul ideas. And it's interesting because she collaborates with other creators as well. Officially and unofficially, she'll be talking about somebody else and saying like, hey, they're working on, a project or a journal together, and describing the different things they're doing with some of, let's say, the stickers and things like that are a part of that. So it's really cool, and these are the kind of videos that you can really hear a person's passion come out. They don't have to be speaking a mile a minute, and they don't have to be yelling at the camera and things like that. You can just understand that they have a true caring and connection with the things that they're presenting to us on YouTube, if that makes sense. Jesse Miller Unboxings and More does live streams usually every month or so. She's probably due for one. We'll keep an eye on the channel. We've always got notification bells on so that we can catch each other as often as possible, if that makes sense. And then Native Wildman's got another premiere coming up. Sadie Lady is a longtime friend. They've been with us for what I think is 3 years or longer. It's good to see them back in the house. Let me see if I can get to their channel easily. And Sadie Lady picked up a gifted membership today, if I'm not mistaken. I thought that was our Sadie Lady. Oh, let me see if they're... Here it is. Here it is here. Yes. So Sadie Lady has 816 subscribers now, and we'd love to push them towards the 900 that they're thinking about. You'll get an idea about this channel on the About page there, just a brief description. I see they got another couple of videos I hadn't seen, but it's been a while. I'm just going to take the latest one, put it in my catch-up list, because I always do that. Shorts on the channel, they've done quite a few of these. These have gotten into 11,000, one over 53,000 views. I like rockets as much as anybody else. Whenever I see Halloween candy, I might reach for those. Kristen had a bunch of those actually from a charity event not too long ago. We're into those. Live streams as well have been done many times on this channel, and hopefully everybody will put that notification bell on like we talk about for every channel, so you get a chance to see if they're going to bring any more of these. And Sadie Lady, hopefully we'll see you again, because they've been with us again today. They're a longtime friend. Like I said, it's good to have you back in the chat. Oh, Forever Goshlin 3004. I watch. I don't watch a lot of TV, but often I will fall asleep, let's say, to Pluto TV, and I use that one because it's free. I do like have Prime, and occasionally we'll look at something else. But if it's like, okay, it's time to turn like everything off and just go to sleep, I find I need background noise. I used to never want it. I actually prefer silence, but for whatever reason, for the last few years, now I can't sleep when it's silent. So I just put on this Pluto TV, and I always watch Cheers. Lately, it's like my favorite sitcom probably of all time. And I've seen it so many times now that I don't even like watch or think about it, but the commercials over and over and over, because Pluto TV is still a pretty young operation, so they don't have a lot of sponsors or anything like that, and they're it's like the same commercials every 10 minutes over and over and over. Forgive me, I think I forget if I just spun the wheel. We'll have a look here for a second. I got to spin the wheel. I put 2 more names on there, so I Am Betty J Gathers is still there, Forever Goshlin's there, Lewis Acre Farm Karma's on there, and we'll make these the last 3 channels for today. But I'll drop the link for Butler Family Farm again. They're live now. We'll go over there and raid into Jerry and Susan's stream in a few moments. White noise machine. You know, the building where my father lives, sometimes I stay over at his place, and I've got a couple crypto miners running in there, just small ones, but they emit a little bit of heat, and that place shut the air conditioning down a couple weeks early, so I had to shut all like half of my miners off. Furious and full of rage, but they have white noise, right? They sound like fans, or space heaters is a better way to put it. And I Am Betty J Gathers. Let's see what she's got going on for today. She's another dear friend. She's been with us for like 4 years. One of our longest standing members as well, you'll notice. I Am Betty J Gathers is somebody who's always smiling, always laughing, and now thinking about the idea of adding interviews onto the channel. So I'll have a look right here, because I haven't caught one yet, but I wonder if she started these. Yeah, so she's got Eerie Frog over there, but I know they've been friends for a long time. And so, yeah, she's got a few friends that have been on. I don't know if this is what you meant by an official interview series, Betty, if you don't mind letting us know in the chat. But she talked about this. So I see she's got plans for Canadian Family Life. And this is Geeky Girl's Journal, yes. And then Living My Best Life Over 60 is one that we know from Betty, actually. And Crafty Leo, I think, is a longtime friend from a long time ago, too. Like, meaning for a long time. And then, I'm not sure if I know this channel, but I can't read the text. Even with my glasses, my vision's not as great as it should be. So, I Am Betty J Gathers, of course, is monetized. So, yeah, lots of interviews coming up in her live streams, which is great to see. Shorts on the channel as well. These have gotten into 10,000 views and beyond. Now, when Betty gets into a live stream, the conversation can go just about anywhere for the most part. I'll have to see the new interview series. But she often, like, she does a great job of keeping up with the chat. Is very knowledgeable about YouTube, wants to inspire and motivate others. Typically on the channel, she wants to talk about living her best life over 60, but a lot of healthy eating, healthy living, intermittent fasting comes up frequently, and she's been doing a lot of vlogging. So day in my life is an idea. She'll literally take us shopping, she'll bring us into the home, give us an idea about all the different things that she does all the time, including her YouTube journey. And I Am Betty J Gathers is now working on 2,400 subscribers, so I'm hoping we can push her a little bit farther towards that milestone as well. If you haven't already given a thumbs up for today's live stream, I hope you will. They really do help. I hope everybody's always giving each other that thumbs up when you're out supporting each other. If you're on a phone, I know you have to turn the chat off to get that done, but you don't lose your place. It only takes a moment. I will appreciate it greatly. Even I have to be reminded to give that thumbs up from time to time, especially when I'm on a phone. Lewis Acre Farm, interviewing an interviewer gets interesting. Yes, absolutely. We have a joke that we say, me and some of the other live streamers that I have met up with. We say streamers streaming streamers, because we run into each other and we're filming each other on each other's cameras at the same time. Forever Goshlin 3004 has 615 subscribers. We'd love to push them towards the 1,700 they're thinking about. This is a channel I'm still getting to know, but they've been with us many times. I'm just going to grab the latest video, or one of the latest videos. I'll put that into my catch-up list. That'll give me a chance to catch up with them a little bit. And they give us a bit of information on their about page, gaming, shorts, food, travel, events, holidays, and some more fun. They got some shorts over here as well, getting into 500, even almost 600 and almost 800 views, which is great to see. Hopefully everybody will connect with Forever Goshlin 3004. I think they've been with us probably a year or so. They come in occasionally. And then Lewis Acre Farm Karma's coming up. If you have the ability to share this stream, whether it's on a community tab, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, or on any other social network, I'll appreciate it greatly. It helps get a few more people into Tuber Chat right now and could see this stream pushed out a little bit farther both today and in the coming days, and maybe even weeks ahead as a replay, because of the engagement signals sent into the YouTube algorithm when you share. And then Lewis Acre Farm Karma is up on the screen right now. So thank you, everybody, for the time that you spent today. I really do appreciate every moment everybody can spend. I know not everybody can be here every day or for 3 hours at a time. If you do have some more time, I hope you'll come over to Butler Family Farm. I'm going to drop the link again. I'm going to have to let them know I'm going to be overtime by a minute here. I didn't mean to do that to them. But we're going to go over and visit with them. Please say Tuber Chat Raid when you get over there. You'll find a lot of familiar faces, but you will also be introduced to a lot of new friends. And I will pin this link as well so everybody can get to it easily. I'll be over there right after we wrap up, and I'll leave this live stream running for an extra 3.5 minutes like we always do, so everybody can clean up their connections over here. And it's great for people to be collaborating this way, talking about interviewing each other and things like that. Like I said, it's a great way to grow your channel, and I'm happy to see that kind of thing happening. Lewis Acre Farm Karma will give you a lot of information about her and her husband Logan, talking about what they expect to bring to you on their channel in their about section. I'm just going to grab the latest video, put this into my catch-up list. It's just a trailer for the Meet Me Monday series of interviews that Lewis Acre Farm Karma has had going on. Then shorts on the channel as well, 2,500, 6,100 views and beyond. And then, oh, it's interesting, and they had Have Cheetah Will View. I've been on their channel a few times as well. So you see how the web moves around between everybody's channels here. Live streams as well. So they've been doing these for a while, these Meet Me Monday streams. Hopefully everybody will connect with those. You'll be able to meet more friends with Lewis Acre Farm Karma, and especially in those live streams, you'll be introduced to some new faces as well. They're going to do a celebration in another week or so, and hopefully we'll catch them for that. We'd like to have notification bells on for every single channel. Forgive my quick exit. Thanks, everyone, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Check, check, 1, 2. Check, check, 1, 2. Check, check, 1, 2. And then check, check, 1, 2. Check, check, 1, 2.